highlights and even bigger hits. The stars of minor league cricket are back and better than ever.
Primus goes huge!
Don't miss the nation's largest league competing for the biggest prize in American cricket. The Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship returns June 25th.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
Welcome back to Broward County Stadium. The rains have finally cleared and the Fort Lauderdale Lions will take on the Orlando Galaxy in today's first match of a doubleheader. With me, the captains Roy Silva and Nasir. They're going to have the coin toss right now. Roy will flip the coin. Nasir will call the call in the air, and we'll see what. Tails is the call. Head.
Because of wicket little soft and outfield is little watery, so we have 5 spinners. They have to grip the ball, so we decide to bat first.
Looking at the conditions today and what happened last night, expectations, totals, what are we looking at?
We are expecting it's going to be a low score game. We are expecting 130, 140. It's going to be winning score.
Overcast conditions. Roy Silva has chosen to bat first. They'll take first strike. Thank you, Roy. Nasir?
I'm happy to lose the toss, actually. We were double-minded in these conditions. The pitch looks nice, but outfield and conditions look wet and overcast, so I'm happy to lose this toss, so I don't have to think of bowling first or batting first.
I mean, bowling and fielding in some overcast conditions could be actually quite nice.
Now, we were pushing towards bowling first, and there were a few people thinking of, play free cricket because T20, but majority were towards bowling, so in a way we got what we wanted. I'm happy.
So Roy says, looking at the conditions, looking at the pitch, 130, 140 is good enough. What do you think?
Correct. I mean, these conditions are tough. Yesterday as well, when we played here, the ball stays low, it grips a bit. This is a different pitch, so we'll have to assess how it goes. But yeah, setting up a target, if you aim for a big one, you can come out short. So 130, 140 is a decent target. We have to do a good job to restrict them, probably under 120 if possible, and try to chase it down then.
Thanks, Nasir. So, Fort Lauderdale Lions winning the toss. They have decided to take first strike. A lot of rain last night, a lot of moisture in the wicket. However, they think setting a target of 130, 140 will be enough to beat Orlando Galaxy. Stay tuned for the first ball in only moments. See you soon. Welcome to Broward County Stadium, Minor League Cricket 2022, presented by Sunoco and Toyota. So, the rains have finally cleared. The umpires are on the pitch. It's going to be a reduced game to 18 overs between Fort Lauderdale Lions and Orlando Galaxy. Both of these teams losing their prospective matches against Atlanta Lightning yesterday in a doubleheader. Fort Lauderdale Lions lost by a mere 6 runs to Atlanta Lightning in the opening. And in the second game, Orlando Galaxy, a rain-interrupted game, they lost by 32 runs when it was all said and done. Now, Fort Lauderdale Lions won the toss. Roy Silver, the captain, who's out there in the opening partnership, has decided to bat first and allow Orlando Galaxy to bowl first in these wet conditions. When the ball goes out into the outfield, it's going to come back into the bowler's hands pretty slick. So they've decided to bat first. Now, the standings in the Southern Division, Atlanta Lightning have played 5 matches. They lead the way with 8 points. Atlanta Fire also 5 matches, 8 points. However, net run rate is a factor, and Atlanta Lightning has the lead. Morrisville Raptors, 5 games, 7 points. They're third. The 2 Florida teams, Orlando Galaxy, 7 matches, 5 points. Fort Lauderdale Lions, 8 matches, only 4 points. They have to make a move today, Fort Lauderdale Lions, to stay alive. Orlando Galaxy, of course, in the same boat. They need points to keep up with the Morrisville Raptors, Atlanta Fire, and Lightning. So, Ryan Davis in the commentary booth will be here for a double header as Atlanta Lightning waits on deck for the second match. Taking a look at Roy Silver, animated as ever, the Sri Lankan international. He is now 3rd in points in minor league cricket, upwards of 930. He's 4th in points, rather, just in front of Rakeem Cornwall at 901. Chandapal is in front with 1,229. Bakar Yadram from Manhattan, 1048. And 3rd, Arful Hake at 999. Open batter with Roy Silver, none other than number 14, Kumar Reddy-Valde, one of the all-rounders brought in to this Fort Lauderdale Lions team to try to have an impact. However, he has not the best of seasons so far, Valde, and will be looking to get off on a good start. Opening bowler, Sumit Shawat. He had a wicket in his very first delivery yesterday against Atlanta Lightning, and he's going to try to do the same today. So, the conditions are cloudy. 2 men on the boundary, a deep cover, and a 3rd man. Shawat to Valde, and it's outside off stump. Lets it go. Umpire believes that the batter could have gotten to it, so he does not call a wide. Dot ball, the result. Sarawat, one of the best bowlers in minor league cricket, 11 wickets so far, came in the top 10. Sarawat to Valde, again getting that away swing. Valde cannot seem to pick up the speed of the delivery. 2 dot balls. You can see the players each trying to dry the ball before it gets back to Sarawat. Nasir, the captain, said it was a good toss to lose. The captain of Orlando Galaxy wasn't sure if he was going to bat or bowl first, so Roy Silver helped him out and decided to take first strike. Again, it goes over the top. This one's high in the air, cover's coming across, and it's a 6. Well, Valde making his voice heard. It was pitched up by Sarawat, hit over cover, and a maximum to get us underway in Broward County Stadium. He got under it and got enough of it taking us all the way through for a big 6. So, 6 without loss. 3 balls in. So far, Sarawat has nibbled outside off stump. And we're joined. Hang on. Here's Sarawat to Valde. And Sarawat recovers. Pushes it out to cover. Gets 1. Seven without loss in the first 4 deliveries. First chance for Roy Silva to get a strike. Tell you what, his opening partner Valde just lifting that one over cover for 6 certainly took some pressure off of the first over. So Sri Lankan international Roy Silva, his first delivery from Sarawat, again outside of stump, and he cuts away bottom edge, gets 1. So with 1 delivery left in the first over, we were joined by Orlando Galaxy's manager, well, part of the management team, Mohul. Welcome back to the commentary booth. How are you?
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. What a beautiful day. It looked like it's going to be raining all day, and all of a sudden, we got clear skies. So,
speaking to Nasir out there, the Orlando Galaxy captain, he was okay with losing the toss. Let's see what Sarawat does here. Beautiful delivery. Inside edge, just going past the stumps, but they get 1. So at the end of the first over, it is 9 without loss. We'll be right back talking to Mahul about Orlando Galaxy, Fort Lauderdale Lions. Stay tuned.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah! Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom.
Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Stadium, Toyota Minor League Cricket 2002, presented by Sunoco. We're joined by one of the Orlando Galaxy management team, Mohul, and he will guide us as the Galaxy toss were asked to field a Sarawat first over, cost 9 runs, a maximum by this guy Valde getting a 6, and now we have Rohit Dutchin, the off spinner, coming from the far end, the northern end. He'll be coming down the hill to bowl to Valde, who's already 8 out of 5 deliveries. So protection for the off spinner. We have a deep cover, and looks like a long one to protect the on drive, and of course the push through cover. Here's Rohit's first delivery to Valde. It's a shorter delivery and just sort of bounced up into the waist height. So what's your thoughts on Rohit so far this season? How has he looked? How has he come on as an off spinner?
Rohit starts his bowling well. As you can see, he's pitching in the right line and length. It's his second and third over that he needs to be consistent with that particular line and length. He'll be a great asset. And
that's swept and it's straight in the man, back on square leg, and that's the first wicket. Prize wicket for Rohit. Was not the best of deliveries, but Vade, who was started off guns blazing, swept this ball straight to backward square. Orlando Galaxy strike first, Mohul.
Yep, and that's what exactly they needed. The ball was not that great, as you said, but he got the wicket out of it. So it's a good ball at the end of the day.
Correct. Hopefully we get a chance to take a replay, but let's take never an easy catch at deep backward square. Here's Rohit, and it was firmly hit by Vade and well taken in the end.
Comrie
Matthew. Mogul sort of clarifies for us. He's a leg spinner and clearly a safe pair of hands as well. 9 for 1. Valde disappointed. Had a maximum in the first over. And you can see the slow walk back to the gallows for the all-rounder who's not had the best of seasons. Just to confirm, we will get confirmation of who's going to join Roy Silva. Incoming batter, Dean Morgan, as a result of Rohit getting Valde caught at backward square. That's another short delivery, and Morgan just whips it off of his hips. He's off the mark. So it looks like Rohit has a clear plan here. Play it short, up into the middle leg region, have the batter try to score in that area.
And try to slow it down, spin it well, because the wicket is damp. The wicket is damp, so the ball will spin in the morning for sure. So let's see if he sticks to the plan. It has paid dividends for him till now.
So Roy Silva, certainly the star of this Fort Lauderdale Lions team, 4th in points in minor league cricket. Former Sri Lankan international. He is the anchor. It's a shorter delivery, and he's got a hold of it. And that's going to be another maximum. We saw the plan of Rohit. Drop it short, make the batter work off middle and leg. This one was too short.
This one, yeah. This one was extremely short for his line and length. So he paid the big price for it now.
I tell you what, you can get away with a couple players in minor league cricket with a loose delivery.
Silva.
Roy Silva, one of the best in the business. He can build an innings or he can just cut loose. This one pulled over mid-wicket for the maximum. Another short delivery. This one on, just about off, on or off, outside off stump, coming back into the right-hander.
That's the line he wants to bowl moving forward.
Last delivery of the second over. And he pulls it again, this time to mid-wicket, but there's a man out there for protection. Silva gets the one after 2 overs, 17 for 1. Good start for the Lions.
Yes.
One, two, three.
So a correction, Danza Hyatt rather than Dean Morgan has coming at number 3. He got off the mark on his very first delivery. Roy Silva just got a single off the last ball of the second over. He will gather, take back strike. And speaking of strike, the strike pirouette. Outside off stump, Silva does not allow it to go. Flashes, no run. So we're joined by our analyst, Jermaine Lanneman. Jermaine Lanneman, we see a change in the lineup. Hyatt coming in at number 3. Your thoughts?
Well, it's all or nothing for the Fort Lauderdale Lions these days. Very at the bottom of the standings with 6 defeats and just 2 wins.
Oh, a direct hit is an appeal. Umpire very, very clear that it was a not out. It was close. Roy Silva was not sliding his bat, but he was sure of himself that he would make the ground, and the umpire agreed.
Yes, so the Fort Lauderdale Lions are the bottom of the 5 teams standings here in the Southern Division of the Atlantic Conference. The 2 top teams from the division do proceed after 14 matches to the playoff rounds. And currently, each team plays 14 games. And halfway through the season, having played 8, the Fort Lauderdale Lions with 6 defeats and just 2 wins. They need to turn it around. So they are promoting Danza to try and ensure that to try and get a win here.
This one is exactly where Nasir, the captain, would want Serwat to be, just outside off stump. A little bit of a round of applause from his captain. Serwat, not the quickest but accurate.
Yes, indeed. And just to finish the point that I was making about the Lions in promoting Dancer to number 3, I think he batted 5 yesterday. He was there trying to win the game, but they lost by 6 runs.
Oh, and he's gone after that one. That is a beautiful shot by Hyatt. He had a good innings yesterday, just like Jermaine mentioned. He came in towards the end. Now they've promoted him to number 3. And if he continues this form, Jermaine, as we can see from this shot on the replay, it could be a long innings.
Yes, as I said, they lost by 6 runs, chasing 131 to win yesterday. He was there to the very end, the final over. He ended not out. So it is their thinking, I would want to believe, that we need to get him up so that he can be of more value to the team.
And Siraj gets right back into his line and length, just like the professional that he is. One more delivery in this third over. So far, over 7 runs and over we're looking at to begin the power play for this Lions team. And with Roy Silva, we've mentioned his accolades, what he can do. But if he has a partner in Hyatt, I'll tell you something, this Fort Lauderdale Lions team could get dangerous quickly.
You could easily argue their 2 best batters are at the wicket at the moment.
This one is on, middle and off, beautifully bowled. We love to call it a corridor bowler. So that's the end of 3 overs. We are 22 for 1. We'll be right back.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So, the very, very conservative and accurate medium pacer coming from the northern end. We had Rowett, who opened the bowling, got a wicket, prize wicket of Valde. He's been replaced already, but Desai, very much accomplished medium pacer, will be bowling to Roy Silva. He has a deep cover and a long off for protection on the offside. And Silva tries to immediately pull this one outside off stump to get it to the leg side where there's a little bit of room to play with for the batters.
Yes, trying to definitely get this new ball off his line, not allowing him to settle. It's one of the best approaches for a batsman. It throws off a bowler when he's not certain yet where to put the delivery, and it can be in the favor and in the confidence of the batter.
Well, you heard it. Roy Silva trying to get on top of this eye, and there is a change. Recognizing Silva is willing to come across the off stump and play across the line to mid-wicket. They've now brought in the long off and played a deep mid-wicket for protection. Deep cover, deep mid-wicket. Roy Silva back past the bowler, and just like that, they bring in the long off. Roy Silva decides, instead of going across the line, plays a straight drive and punishes them for 4 runs.
Excellent. That's what you refer to as standing and delivering. Rising with the bounce of that delivery, getting on top of it, hitting it back past the bowler. Very safe, very in control. It's the shot of authority of a batsman who is in touch.
Roy Silva, wristy player, gets another boundary. And he's gone overhead now. Mid-on has a chance, but he can't get there in his 4 more. Well, you talked about getting on top of a bowler, Jermaine. 3 deliveries, 2 boundaries.
Again, shot of class. Look at the flourish. Look at the finish. That we'll see on this replay. Just pitched, over pitched, and he made full use of it. Full in his pose. Wow, what a shot.
Straight enough to beat mid-on. Roy Silva in full flow.
Excellent. He was one of the leading scorer in their last game. That was yesterday for the Fort Lauderdale Lions, was Silva, who, for our viewers who are perhaps new to the coverage, which per se is a former Sri Lanka international batsman. Up in age now, I believe he's 41, 42, but still effective and still the leader of this Fort Lauderdale team.
And he's going after him again. Roy Silver, confidence flowing. He's not waiting about. We're in the power play. Has hit his third consecutive 4. And Desai is probably thinking, should I start bowling left-handed?
Yes, indeed. Again, another flourishing shot there from the Lions captain. Getting again on top of that delivery. Not pitched in the right area on the part of Desai. And he is much asking, what else can I do? Because right now he's been taken to the cleaners.
Well, he's pitched the last 3 deliveries up, and he's been dispatched right back past him, long off, mid on, and then right back overhead for 3 consecutive 4s. Let's see what happens with ball number 4. He's played right through the line of the ball, and it's 4 more. Jermaine, any recommendations for the bowler?
Before I do so, I mean, let us, savor in the moment of what Silver is doing. As I say, I mean, he's really getting on top and really showing his class here as a former international from Sri Lanka. But for what it is worth, the bowler now maybe needs to think about pushing it a bit wider, getting it more in his pads, maybe do some variation in pace, but he has to try something.
I think pitching up is not the answer.
Not at all.
Let's see what they decide, how he responds. Last ball of the 3rd. And he just runs it to get 1. Nope, does not. Hyatt sends him back. So at the end of 4 overs, Fort Lauderdale Lions just under 9 runs and over. Sorry, just over 9 runs and over at 38 for 1.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
So, strike bowler himself, Sarawat, coming into this weekend as one of the top bowlers in the minor league cricket, and Nasser sticking with him for his 3rd consecutive over. And you can see why, Jermaine.
Yes, indeed. It's their best opportunity to slow down the Fort Lauderdale Lions in these opening 6 overs. At the run rate currently of 9 runs per over, it is what Fort Lauderdale wants, but definitely not what Orlando desires. So it is an attempt to keep him on, to see if he can definitely get one of these classy players.
And he's going after him this time. Over points, and they'll come back safely for 2. Well, Sarawat is a corridor bowler. He lives on off stump, so someone like Hyatt can almost expect the line, maybe not the length. He took a chance there.
I put it to you, it would have been better for Hyatt to maybe slightly use his feet and occasion, get to the pitch. He would have gotten it more on the half volley and would have been able to lift it with ease. He just stood there, threw his bat. Fortunately for him, it went over the infield.
Well, the benefits of the power play. Here's Sarawat. Plays through the line again. The long off is out there for that exact reason. But these 2 batters are really starting to play through the line of the ball. It's the opening overs. They can afford to do that.
Yes, in a 20-over game, the first 6 overs, a team would perhaps want to be scoring in an ideal manner 10 runs per over. If you get 60 runs in the power play, you have 1. If you get 8 per se for those 6, then you'll have 52 runs. So you want that start.
You're reading Roy Silver's mind. He's gone across the stumps. A big appeal. LBW caught behind, and he's given out. Not sure if it's LBW or caught behind, but one of the two. When we look at the replay, we should get a good idea. But Roy Silver, the dangerous Roy Silver. Here it is again. Sarawat, as accurate as ever. Comes across his stumps. Leg stump, middle stump exposed. And that looks plumb LBW. Or even if it wasn't out LBW, it got a piece of the glove.
Interesting. As per the captain there pointing out, Silver, that delivery appears as if it hit his arm and not necessarily his glove.
And the question of LBW comes into play, though, Jermaine. I have to believe middle and leg were exposed. He was, plumb in front, off stump. Could be the call.
Yeah, for me, did I hit the pad?
Well, hit the pad first.
Okay, I'm not sure if it hit the pad. Maybe we got a second look at it. But if not, and I know Silva is a fairly honest person. Let's see if it did hit the pad or it just bounced and hit his arm.
So we're going to take a look here. Was there pad first or forearm? Comes across, hits him. Looks like it may have hit the forearm.
Exactly. And that is what he was appealing there, the captain, saying, I didn't hit it.
So, Dangerous Roy Silva goes 41 for 2. Orlando Galaxy getting a very important wicket. This one was getting away from them, Jermaine, in the opening overs. 4.4 overs gone. Still at 10, well, just under 10 runs and over. And Fort Lauderdale Lions still in control.
Yes, a little advantage you'd say Fort Lauderdale here in the first opening 6 overs referred as the power play. 25 runs were the amount that Silva just made. Very important. It's a decent start for the Lions, but to make a comeback for Orlando is what the captain wanted, and so said, so done.
Like Jermaine said, 25 important runs by the captain to set the tone for the Lions. And now in the wicket, Javel Glenn. We have a lefty-righty combination. Let's see if that can throw Sarawat's line off. He has a long off and a deep cover to protect the offside. Pitched up, driven straight to Nasir at short extra cover. Nasir at that fielding position allows him to stay close to his bowlers, to encourage, to give some sort of permission, to also give them fielding directions. He may not be sitting in slip, Nasir, but that short extra cover region is just good enough for the captain. Again, great line and length from Sarawat. Can't get it away. 41 for 2. And that'll be the end of 5 overs. We'll be back shortly.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So, another bowling change in succession. While Sarawat has bowled 3 overs from the commentary end, from the northern end, coming down the hill, we have Adams, the very, very accomplished player from the Orlando Galaxy.
And
so well-flighted off break. They get 1. Adams, the only player that I know of in minor league cricket from the small island of Anguilla.
Okay, an interesting small island in the Caribbean, a well-known tourist destination. But the new batsman to the crease, Javel Glenn, he's a Caribbean national as well. He plays, in fact, in the Caribbean Premier League for the St. Lucia Knights, who went recently to 2 of the 3 CPL finals. So he's an important batsman, batting all-rounder for them. He comes into this Lions team this season, haven't been necessarily having a good season, but he's now here, batting at number 4. The next best to Silva and Hyatt in this team as batsman. He will need to step up today.
Well, you heard it there from Jermaine. Let's see if the lefty Glenn can get off today. Adams, another flighted off break and it's straight extra cover and he's dropped him. Oh, what an opportunity for the Galaxy to get the prize wicket of Jermaine Glenn.
Javel Glenn. But having said that, these are the breaks that batsmen who are out of form need to perform. I'm looking at it now. Glenn needs to look into himself. He hasn't been getting any big score. He hasn't been getting in the 50s or even high 30s for this team this season. He needs to step up. Orlando needs a good part total of 140 or above to defend to attempt to get a victory. If not, they're totally out.
Well, you hit it there. Here's Hyatt. He's forward, trying to use his feet. Adams, an accomplished fielder as well. Can't get to it. Great single by the Lions. Now that Roy Silva is out, the boundaries have sort of slowed down a little bit. Now they're going to try to pick up singles to finish off this power play.
And just to wrap up why I say Fort Lauderdale Lions, this is their last straw to die. Having played 8 of 14 games with just 6 matches remain, this being one. If they don't attempt to win 5 or 6 of their remaining fixtures, they really doesn't have a chance of qualifying for the playoffs.
Well, this game has been coined the Battle of the Turnpike. Adams, Midland leg, and he's whipped it, and it's gone for 6. Can't bowl there to Glenn. Adams just straying towards Midland leg, and boy, did Hyatt give it the works. A man in form, Jermaine.
Glenn, it was, and it's Glenn actually who
Javel Glenn, that's right, my mistake.
Yes, so having said that, looking at the situation, as I said, he got the break. Me and myself and you would have played the game, and we know when we get a break, we're saying this should be it. He had to make the opportunity, having been dropped in the covers, to score big. That was a welcome boundary for him.
Here comes Adams again. Another flighted delivery, and he's under it, and it's another maximum. Well, Adams paying the price, and this could be the conditions when the ball goes out in the outfield, gets back into the bowler's hands. It's slippery, it's hard to grip. Seeing Adams struggling.
Yes, indeed. And not to take any away from Glenn, as I'm saying, having been dropped, you got to say, all right, I'm going to make full use of it. And he has gotten to a sharp ball and now a full toss. He has made full. His confidence should be rising. He should be in better frame of mind.
Well, Adams working on the ball, just trying to dry it. Can he recover? He has. Beautiful delivery, but there's still Glenn in the gap. Going to come back for 2. Just beautiful batting. A good delivery and still working it into the gap to get 2. So at the end of the power play, it is 58 for 2. Fort Lauderdale Lions in control. Welcome back to Broward County Stadium. Beautiful Fort Lauderdale. The rains have finally cleared up. The game has been reduced to 18 overs. The power play has now just wrapped up. Orlando Galaxy losing the toss and being put out to field. Lions winning, deciding to take first strike. Roy Silva, a quick fire 25. Power plays finish just under 6 runs and over. And now we have a change in bowling from the commentary end. We have, and I will get that name for you, it's a short delivery, and he's gotten back and cut it. Deep cover is out there.
Perfect start. You don't want to argue. And perfect is a very good one. You want 10 runs to over in your power play. The end of the power play.
So we have the bowler, Nan Scathy. His first chance. Didn't get a chance to play yesterday. Now bowling to the left-handed Glenn, who is in form so far. Gets back and punches it. No run. We talked about before and during the break, Jermaine Glenn dropped on a mere 2 runs, on a mere 1 rather, and now, I said 2 maximums shortly thereafter. Can Nan Scathy slow him down?
That's the question. And Nansaki gets the opportunity as the captain here for the Galaxy. Thry Nasir may try to, change the momentum because they have been under the gun since the start of this game.
Nanasakthi, it's a short delivery and guts the bottom of the bat. Jermaine Glenn was looking towards mid-wicket, but the ball went along on. Javel Glenn, sorry, my co-commentator's name is Jermaine, and for some reason I'm calling Javel Glenn, Jermaine Glenn. So Javel Glenn gets his single, 16 off of 9.
As we watch this.
Hyatt, the righty, plays through the line of the ball. Doesn't get all of it, but long on's there for 1.
So it is a start that Fort Lauderdale Lions would have won, arguably the dream start. You won 10 runs per over in the first 60 runs. They got 58. That is what you want from your opening pair and even your first wicket. Now it is for them to pace their innings and try to triple this to 180.
A short delivery, a quicker delivery by Nana Sakti. Now, what does that mean now, though? Does that mean that they... Well, we're going to get back to it when the over resumes. 62 for 2. After 7, Hyatt 12, Glenn 17. We'll return. Adams back in the attack. Had a rough go in his first over. Being hit for 2 sixes by this man, Jermaine Glenn. Also was dropped the ball before those 2 sixes. Now can Adams get a grip of the ball, literally, and tie Glenn down. Glenn is forward. And they're going to get a run. Everyone is out on the boundary on the onside. For our viewers, for the lefty, there was a deep square leg, a deep mid wicket, and a long on, and then a long off and a deep cover. Now for the righty, as the field now changes, there's a deep cover, long off, protection on the offside. Onside now for the off spinner is a long on, deep mid wicket, and a deep square leg. 2 batters come halfway, have a discussion about a plan.
And as we were talking, break, gotten 60 per se runs in the pot of this over affair. It now means that if they were to triple that and get 180, they would be definitely large and in charge.
Adams beautifully bowled right into the pads of the righty, but they still get a single. So the dream start, we talked about it in the power play. Only 2 wickets down. Do the batters force the issue here and continue the run development, or do they sort of play the ball on its merit?
In an ideal situation, with 6 overs gone, you have 2 innings. I would say the next 6, you go for 1 run per ball, you go for 6 runs per over, arguably pacing yourself. And then in the latter 6, you go helter-skelter to try and go 10 runs per over.
Adams with a shorter ball, but Glenn can't get a hold of it. We saw him make the most of some full tosses from Adams in the last over. This one a shorter ball. You would expect it to end up in the parking lot. Didn't.
So having said that, with 58 runs in the first 6, if you were to double that, say call it 60, if you were to double that, you get 120 after 12, and you get 180 after 18, all things being equal. But anything, it's an 18 over affair, so anything above still par 8 runs per over in that regard would be anywhere between 140, 150.
Another short delivery by Adams, but he has that protection, like we mentioned, against the righty. Deep mid-wicket, just the one.
So they just need to keep doing what they do. And these 2 batsmen are capable of doing this. This is almost their natural game at this moment. Innings. First-class players in their own right. International player, Danza Ayat, as well.
Well, it's a bit of a half-hearted appeal by Adams. Umpire not interested. But so far, it's a good recovery over by the off-spinner. 4 singles, a dot ball. Can't ask more if you're a captain. Here comes the last delivery of the 8th over. This one's flighted. Glenn down the track. Even though he used his feet well, got trapped a little bit. And that takes us to the end of the 8th over. 67 for 2 in Broward County Stadium. We'll be back.
1, 2, 3.
Sakthi, Glenn, the left hand, and he's going after him high in the air. And he's got all of this one, Jimin. It's in the stands. It's going a while to get this. Well, Glenn, third six. Let's take a look at the replay. Right into the wheelhouse, they call that.
Right within his arc, right within his hitting zone. Javel Glenn is capable of the big hits, the big shots. It is why he's one of the key players for St. Lucia Knights in the CPL, in the West Indies. But having said that, he has not performed, as we said earlier, so much for the Lions this season. He has an opportunity today. Fortunately, he was dropped while on one, and he seems to be cashing in at the moment.
Well, Javel Glenn, 9 innings, 192 runs at an average of 24. His biggest score, he had 100 so far in minor league cricket, but other than that 100, has been really spotty in the other 8 innings. Can he get going? He's shown what he can do before by getting 100 in the minor league cricket. So far, 26 off of 15. If he continues like this, he'll score 200, Jimin. So Nana Sakthi drops this one a little bit shorter, tries to throw off Glenn, just varying the length.
And this is what we speak of when we speak of confidence. Batsman, that's what you want.
And this one is wide outside of some deep covers there, and he's taken the catch. No, he's dropped it. Hang on to it for a second, and then it came out. It was a tough catch. Here's the replay. A lot of width, got all of it. Glenn got his 2 hands to it, but put it down. And that's going to be a valuable third chance for Javel Glenn.
Yes, indeed. A difficult shot. Always running in and trying to dive forward is a hard. But he got 2 hands. He should have held on. You'd want to think.
So they get the one on the righty. Hyatt just gets his single, gives Glenn another chance at Nana Sakthi. So we have a 6, a dot, and 2 singles so far in this over. 75 for 2.
And Glenn all of a sudden has moved to the top scorer in the innings with 27. Quick scoring on his part of 17 deliveries.
Oh, and this one has beaten him. Well flighted delivery outside off stump. So 8 in the over. Still only 2 wickets down. Fort Lauderdale Lions. Javel Glenn dropped twice. An easy one to begin with and then a tough one out in the deep. Can he make the Galaxy play? A shorter delivery. Pushes it back to the bowler and he's beaten the bowler. They get a single. Sakanthi doesn't like it. And that is the end of 9 overs. 76 for 2. Lions on top.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Back for over number 10. Adams, commentary end. So at the far end, and he's gone after this one. It's another 6. Javel Glenn picking up where his captain Roy Silver left off. Hits another maximum to go to 34 off of 20.
He's definitely feeling the vibe in terms of this innings here. Recognizing as a very good player and the opportunity to get some runs here today to put his team back into contention. They're contention for a place in the playoffs, as we outlined with 6 games remaining. It's either they start winning or they just consider the season gone.
So 82 for 2. Lions making their last stand. Lost yesterday to Atlanta Lightning. Adams just an accomplished cricketer, having a hard time settling down as a bowler. 2 overs, none for 28 to Glenn. Glenn just runs this ball, doesn't get all of it again, hits the bottom of the bat. But you can see the aggression, you can see the positivity from Glenn trying to score.
He has 100 in the league already, so he's of the mindset that once I get a start, I'm going to make full use of it. So I guess that's the attitude he currently has.
Adams, Glenn. This ball a lot closer to Glenn, just the one. We know Adams, if he does settle down, has a nice high action, can keep the ball flat and tight, but has had some problems with the grip. And with Hyatt playing more of an anchor role, let's see what his attitude is to Adams, who's decided to stay around the wicket to the right-hander. This ball towards middle leg. Beautiful defensive bowling by the off-spinner, just the one.
I think what Hyatt is looking to do here is having come to coming at number 3 in comparison to number 5 yesterday, is to bat as much balls, bat as much overs. And the truth is, if he does that, we're currently in the 10th over. If he goes to the 15th or even to the 20th, this full Lauderdale team makes over 150 based on the current run rate.
This one is on or about off stump. Glenn really he's got 2 chances. Starting to make the most of it. 35 off of 36 off of 23. And Adams, so far given up 9 in the over, is exasperated. Last ball of the 10th. And Adams checks his run. Bowls now, and it's a beautiful delivery right into the pads of the right-hander. Just one, but it's 10 runs in the over. Allows the Lions to move to 86 for 2 after 10.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So, 10 overs gone. A rain-shortened game, 18 overs. We have a lot of storms overnight and in the morning in Fort Lauderdale. Roy Silver winning the toss, deciding to bat, taking full control in the power play. Now, we have the young leg spinner, Matthew Comery, coming in from the commentary end, coming up the hill to the dangerous Hyatt. It's short and Hyatt can't get a hold of it. It kept a little low. If the bounce held true, it would have been problems.
Yes, young Comery, a youth player from Jamaica in the regional under 19 from the West Indies. He's here doing his stuff.
Beautifully flighted delivery, and he's got under it. But he has a lot of protection on the onside. A deep square leg, a deep mid-wicket, and a long on for the right-hander. Now, with the left-handed, right-hander combination, let's see how he adjusts and how the field adjusts. For the left-hander, there's going to be a long off, deep cover, a long on, a deep mid-wicket. And let's see if Nasir pushes a 5th person out of the boundary. He does. A deep square leg. So the protection, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on the onside. And on the offside, a long off and a deep cover.
They have seen what Javel Glenn can do with the blade in hand. So they are trying to give the young Comery a lot of protection. But let's see what happens.
And it's dropped it a little bit short, and Javel Glenn can't believe he didn't get a hold of that.
Yes. Short, spinning into him. Under normal circumstance for a left-hander, you lift that over mid-wicket. So he would feel that as he's rehearsing his shot, that he has missed out. But Comrie, for what it's worth, need to get this delivery more pitched up and in better areas, which challenges the batsman more.
Comrie, again, doesn't get a hold of it, and he's whipped through it. The deep cover is there, and what a catch! What a catch by Manav Patel, rather. He is quite the player. All-rounder, extreme. And he ran around there and took what was an extremely difficult catch. Made it look easy.
We've seen this a lot in cricket. That's a bad ball, Ryan, to begin with. Short and wide. Danza Hyatt not into the position and just threw his bat at it, not getting any amount of hold onto it to lift it over the boundary. It's not, I would say, a recommended shot. However, it's welcome scenes for Orlando because they have now taken the prize wicket of Hyatt for 18, and I feel as if they can now get back into the game.
Well, they certainly have. Hyatt back in the pavilion, 88 for 3. Great catch by Manav Patel out of the boundary to bring the Galaxy right back into this game.
And bringing back is a good point because what we now see is that the captain, Sri Lankan international, De Silva, he was out for 25, Danza Ayat, and now out for 18. These are the top 2 batsmen for Fort Lauderdale. Yes, we have Javel Glenn, who we know is capable and who has a century at this level and is currently making use of the 2 drop chances of him so far on 37. He can bring it, but it opens up their middle to lower order who has not been firing all season long. So Orlando will feel, okay, we should be able to get back into this game.
Well, 88 for 3. Orlando Galaxy had to pull the brakes up somehow on Hyatt and Glenn. Hyatt, the man who was anchoring the innings between the two, held out to Manav Patel at deep cover.
It must be noted, however, for Lauderdale having lost 3 wickets, they are going well in terms of their scoring rate at 8 runs per over. Remember, this is an 18-over affair due to the delay, weather delay earlier today. But having said that, new batsmen will have to take some time, at least the new batter now will have to take some time to acclimatize and be a partner for Glenn and for them to see if they can get to a total which would be challenging for 18 overs of 150 or more.
Well, we're into the... it's not by any imagination the tail end, but we're into the all-rounder side of things. The designated batters, the only one left there is Glenn, and we have Vinakota facing his first delivery. He often comes in either one down, bowling his medium pace, or he opens the bowling for Fort Lauderdale Lions. Excellent medium pacer, but can also contribute with the bat, and that's invaluable in this format of the game.
Yes, he just, for Fort Lauderdale's point of view, he needs to just be there with Glenn.
Vinakota pushes again, and Comrie loses his footing. And that's the one thing the umpires look for when they check out the field. Will the bowler lose his footing? Look at the replay here. Look at the follow-through by Comrie. Completely loses his footing there.
Losing his footing is one, but it's really an half chance as well, you know. I guess he was attempting a diving one-handed catch in that regard.
I'm going to go quarter chance. I'm going to go quarter. If he held on to that, I'll drop the microphone and walk out of the office.
Yes, indeed. But, good to see young Comrie. He bowled well, it must be pointed out, in Orlando's game yesterday, which they lost to the Lightning. And he took, I believe, 2 wickets for 20 odd runs off his 4 overs. So, good young leg spinner getting his opportunity.
Well, 89 for 3 off of 11. Another bowling change. Remember, the coach of this Orlando Galaxy team, Shivnarine Chandapal, you understand that a game plan was set before this game started. So Nasir, the captain, of course, close relationship with Chandapal. They have now worked out a game plan, and now they've had their off-spinner switch ends. Nana Sakthi is going to come now from the northern end, coming down the hill to the all-rounder Vinakota, the right-hander. Long on, deep in wicket, deep square leg. And it's pushed into the offside to find the long off to go along with deep cover. Is the 5 men on the boundary.
Excellent. I mean, I want to say excellent playing by Vinakota, because this is what you want with a Javel Glenn, the big hitter, the big hitting batsman per se. You know, in form, doing well with 37 runs so far. You just want a partner for him to just turn over the strike, you know, and not somebody who's going to be bogged down or attempting to out-bat him.
And a Sakthi to the left-hander Glenn, and he just prods it. So important for this off-spinner to come into his third and fourth overs and keep Glenn in check. This one's wide outside off stump. Has a thick outside edge. Best shot in the book, as you would say. Remember, heavy outfield because of the rains last night and this morning. Would have been 4 yesterday.
Fortune favors the brave. Going hard at it was Glenn there, getting the thick outside edge and coming through for a double.
Glenn gives himself some width. Puts the bat right through it, but finds deep cover. So the righty-left-hander, lefty combination continues. So for the right-hander, we talked about the protection on the onside, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on. Then there's the long off and the deep cover for on the offside. Vinakota just nudges it, gets a single. Just prods on the score to 93 for 3.
Yeah, Nanasaki has come into his own in this his third over. He didn't start off particularly well. He's currently known for 17 of 2.5, but he's now getting the ball in a better flights, getting it in better areas, which is can't allow the batsmen to free their arms.
Well, Nanasaki is a little bit wide, and Nasir at cover can't hold on. Take that back. It's not Nasir, but he got a piece of it to save the boundary. Just the one. So at the end of 12 overs, 94 for 3. I'll give you the math at the end of the over break, and we'll be right back shortly.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Back, Broward County Stadium in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. Matthew Comery coming from the commentary end. Rain-shortened game, 18-over affair. Lions winning the toss, deciding to bat. Galaxy on the field, and he's gone after it. Glenn again gets all of it. It's back into the stands, hits the roof. Well, oh well, they are pumping the brakes on the turnpike. Comery drifting onto the pads of Glenn, and the big man swings that big bat, and it's good night. Enjoy the flight.
He's definitely feeling it today. He's definitely making use of the opportunity of the two options earlier in his innings. It's good to see someone like Glenn, as I said, who is capable of scoring hundreds at this level. He's now 47. He now feels as if this is my innings. This is my day. Anything short or anything wide or anything full, I'm going to cash in.
Jermaine, you said it. 47 off of 29. One boundary away from his 50. And it brings up the 100 for the Fort Lauderdale Lions after only 12 overs. Umpire has to check the condition of the ball after that shot. And Matthew Comery has to somehow redeem himself. So for the left-hander, understand Comery is a leg spinner going into the left-hander. Long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, protection on the on, deep cover, and a long off. This one is so wide that the turnpike now has a traffic jam.
Yes, indeed. That one almost pitched off the wicket itself.
I guess that's one way to hide the ball, right? So here's Matthew Comery. Back to Javel Glenn. Glenn just reaches out for it. Out to point, and they get for a single. Hits the stumps. Is an appeal. Umpire looks down. All good signs for the batter.
Indeed, had that been a direct hit though, it would have been a far different story. Looking at the replay here, the single was definitely not on, having hit it straight to point, but the non-striker did make a dive in the end, saved them.
So, with the leg spinner bowling to the righty, you would think there was a be adjustment of the field. However, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, long off, deep cover. Outside off stump, and it's a wrong on. Comes back into the right-hander. In some parts, it's called a googly. And if you flush the toilet and it goes the other way, it's called a wrong on.
Indeed, it's good to know that he has that in his armory though. As a young leg spinner, you want to see that. He maybe not have the confidence now to bowl it a lot, but if he practices and get more control, he should develop into a good googly leg spinner.
Comrie drops this one a little bit short, a little bit quicker. Exactly what you need against Javel Glenn, who is seeing red right now. Comrie, Glenn. Short again, and he whips through it. 1 4 runs, no chance. 50 up for Javel Glenn. What a knock. Just one short, and Glenn putting the bat right through it. Mid-wicket, one bounce. It was an ugly hop right in front of the fielder. And what a knock. Glenn given 2 chances. But he's made the most of it, Jermaine.
And looking impressive indeed. He's gotten a little clap from the spotters of spectators that are here and teammates in the balcony, and a hug from his batting partner there. But good innings so far. Exactly what Fort Lauderdale Lions would want.
He has 100 so far this season. Turns the ball to mid-wicket, gets 1. Exactly what you're supposed to do after you bring up a landmark 50 or 100. Just to let the bowler know I'm here and I mean business.
And I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity here to get 3 figures.
13 overs gone, 109 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So, the man of the moment, Javel Glenn, 53 off of 33.
And indeed.
Shortest delivery has got all of this one. And it's down his throat. Javel Glenn out. He got all of it, Jermaine. But straight down the throat of long on.
Brilliant strike there from Matthew. No, from the bowler as it relates to bringing Fort Lauderdale to their knees in terms of this situation. Bringing Orlando back in this game. A huge wicket to get. Nowhere near the pitcher that just threw his arm at the ball. Not arguably recommended. Couldn't get enough bat on it. Couldn't get lifted. And sadly, an innings that has been largely entertaining from Glenn. 53 runs off 34 balls. Albeit 2 drop chances. Juice for the Lions here in helping to set up a decent score. They would be sad that his back is being turned, but as we're seeing from the Orlando Galaxy team, they are cockahoo at the moment. They're fists and they're happy.
Nana Sakthi gets the breakthrough, but I'm sure the fielder will be showing him his palms after catching that ball that was loaded with kerosene. So Glenn departs. He scored just about 50% of the runs of this 109. He scored 53. And the new batter, a man who's opened the innings before for this Fort Lauderdale Lions team, the wicketkeeper Dean Morgan, comes in. Burly fella. He can put some power and push this score along. Remember, an 18-over affair. Only just under 5 overs left. The run rate right now is 8.28. What does Dean look to do in the last 5?
Yes, the last 5, typically, even providing it was a 20-over affair and not 18 as it is now, would be whereby you want your all-rounders or your middle to lower order to be giving it as much as they can. So currently 8 runs per over, still in front you would say the Lions are, because that's where you want to be, at least 8 runs per over. You want to get it to 9 runs. 9, if you're fortunate, you get it to 10. 10 runs would carry them to 180. 9 carries them in the region of 170, 160. So a total of 160 or above or 18 overs is on the card. Lauderdale.
So Morgan's first delivery, a beautifully flighted delivery by Nana Sakthi. Understanding it's a new batter, you can give it a little bit of air. And he did exactly that. So, Morgan, can he redeem his season? Again, Nana Sakthi not withholding the flight.
Morgan, specialist batsman, he has opened for this team in the past. He was demoted. He's now batting at 6. What can he do?
Shortish delivery, adjusting his length. Morgan's off the mark. 110 gives Vinakota a chance. We've seen 5 deliveries so far, but like we talked about before, Vinakota an all-rounder, not a designated batter per se. Let's see if he can push on with the boundaries.
It's clear now that they don't need just singles, they need well.
Wide delivery, what the umpire says, unless there was some batter onto it. Yep, the batter did get some of it, so it's just going to be a single. Got away with a loose one. Well, ball by Nana Sakthi. He's with us for just the one from it after 14 overs, 110 for 4.
Nana Sakthi.
So, Morgan, the wicket-keeper, we talked about Jermaine, him being demoted. What will suffice or encourage a demotion? What sort of figures we're looking at here?
He has had a poor season. He has played 7 games. He has averaging just 8 runs. You cannot beat that for an opener. He's lucky to actually be in the team. His highest score so far is 27, but he's not doing well. 7 matches, 50 runs. Not well.
Comrie's a short delivery, and Captain Nasir applauds the fielding, the effort.
But the fact that he's an opener suggests he's one of their, potentially, he should be one of their better players. Who knows, maybe like Glenn, he'll get off today and get back some form.
Comrie again, ball comes out of his hand. And we'll try again. Matthew Comrie. It's flighted delivery. Sort of caught Morgan by surprise. Morgan thinking of 2, doesn't get it.
Yes, kind of, slow in that one. That was a lob more than anything else from the spinner there. If not a little loop hanged in the air, that is what would have surprised Morgan. But he held his own and just pushed it into the vacant cover area. He needs to get off. I see he's practicing some hitting, rehearsing some hitting. Let's see if he can come off today, Morgan.
And there's a cut shot by Vinakota. They get 1. Just want to remind everyone, rain shortened game, 18 overs. A lot of storms last night and this morning in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County area. First game of a doubleheader. Second game, Fort Lauderdale Lions will take on Atlanta Lightning, who won their 2 games yesterday. This one is a shortish delivery. It sort of scooted on to Morgan.
It's almost that's been a flipper. I'll be impressed if it is. It did slide on. If we have seen whereby he tries Comrie so far the googly, if he does as a slider, he has a decent arm as a young leg spinner.
This one again, not holding true the bounce. Consequently, Morgan gets underneath the bat, sort of the bottom part of the bat, just the 1.
So good going there from Comrie in a stage whereby the run rate is now falling for the Lions. Galaxy is on the up.
Oh, he's gone after this one. Got all of it, but there's protection. Just the 1. And the spinners are doing the business for the Orlando Galaxy. After 15 overs, only 3 overs remaining. 114 for 4. Okay, so Galaxy kind of bounced back in the last 2 overs. Beginning of the 16th, want to remind everyone, our viewers, rain shortened game, 18 overs. So we have 18 deliveries left, 3 overs. And we have the man himself, Manav Patel, left arm medium pacer, extremely accurate, coming down the hill to Vinakota. And as I say that, he bowls the ball into the next pitch.
Yes, so good comeback here from the Orlando Galaxy team. At one stage with Danza Hyatt at the crease and Javel Glenn, this Florida Lions team was looking at a score of 160 or above. They were going at 9-10 runs per over. The current run rate has been reduced to 7, and they could end up making in the region of 130, 140.
Patel finds his line and length. He plays through the line of the ball. Deep mid wicket is there. And they're going to come back for 2. Vinakota trying to get to push on a bit, playing across the line, going with the natural swing of the left-hander. Not as dangerous as you think, but the protection is there for the left arm seamer.
And just in completing that summary of the innings, if Orlando was to keep this team to a total within the 130 range, it would be a comeback, and they would feel like they're after 18 overs, they can get that.
And this one is off the top part of the bats, and it lands safely between long on and long off. Another 2. May not be getting the boundaries, but 4 runs in 2 balls. You'll take that if you're a Lions.
Yeah, and at 7.76, just to complete, they would still want to be scoring at 8 runs. So if you score 8 runs batting first, you feel as if you're in control of the game.
And because of the heavy outfield, because of the storms last night, you have to believe that's enough runs to defend. This one's a wide delivery by Patel, having a hard time getting his line. Very unlike his personality. Had a chance to meet him when he played with the Florida Beamers, and I spoke with him before this game. One of the gentlemen of the sport, and by the way, has a master's degree in computer science. So if you don't want him to open bowling for you, you can have him address your computer concerns. Manav Patel. And he's going after it. It's a leading edge. It's up in the air and nobody goes after it. The fielders completely misjudged it. The captain Nasser asking the point fielder to come in and take the catch. No one claimed it. And Manav Patel can't believe it. Did everything right. Good line, good length. Beat Vinakota.
I tell you what, both fielders seem to have been standing on the edge of the circle for that delivery, when in fact they should be walking in. As a coach, you would advise them. Had they been on mode, both the cover or point could have taken that catch.
It was Dwayne Nathaniel at point and Captain Nasser with the misunderstanding. Back inside, he plays through the line of the ball and it's gone for 6. Well, we were looking for the muscle by the wicketkeeper batter Morgan. And he's delivered.
Yes, indeed. As we said, out of form is Dean Morgan here, and demoted from opening to batting at number 6. We didn't know of his ability to hit the ball, but that was in the area, and he executed well.
Well, we talk about Manav Patel with that natural swinging delivery coming into the right-hander, so the righter is inclined to play right across the line and go with the swing. Look at him come across the stumps. Manav follows him. No run. Good adjustment by the bowler.
Recognizing that we're just 1.2 overs remaining, just 8 deliveries. So it's a situation whereby Morgan has to be throwing his bat, and so far so good.
Patel, slow delivery, was a full toss. Long on comes across. Patel got a finger to it. They got a run out in situation. Is he out? Yes, he is. A suicide second run. And they get the run out. The most dangerous man on the field, Adams, at long on, threw the ball exactly over the bail. And Manav Patel whipped it off. And they get the run out.
This is what happens when there's pressure in the back end of an innings and players are attempting runs. Definitely that 2 wasn't on. But Morgan would have felt that because he's perhaps the more established batsman, wanted a strike, and eventually Desai getting run out here. Run out.
I think you're right, Jermaine. I think Morgan was the one pushing to get back in strike, like you said. And that caused Vinakota to get run out. But it's a team game. One of those things where you sort of force CSU. They have wickets in hand. So here they come. And look at this guy, Adams. One fluent motion. And look at the throw. Bam, bam. That is what you want from a field. Vinakota back in the pavilion. Run out for 11 off of 12 deliveries. Morgan still out there. 10 off of 129 for 5. 1 remain 16th. Only 2 overs left after this. And the new batter, we will confirm, for the Lions is Masood Mohammed. Left arm spinner. And let's see what he can do with the bat.
I think the most important point you mentioned is in the team sport. And if it is that they're more established batsman is Morgan and perhaps the better hitter in the team in these last 2 overs, then you'd perhaps want him to be there and not so much
So, Manav Patel to Mohammed. Wide outside of Morgan rather, and that's straight to Nasir. Boy, did that come with fire on it. So, the end of 16, only 12 deliveries remaining. 130 for 5. Fort Lauderdale Lions. So far, so good. So, Matthew Comery, coming back from the commentary end, bowling his 4th over. He is 1 for 21 to Morgan. Beautifully bowled as a leg spinner. Drifted right into the pad. Not too much flight. Quick enough. Just the one. Remember, rain shortened game. 12 deliveries. That was one of them. 11 left.
And looking at the game, Fort Lauderdale would feel okay with what has happened so far in this innings with 16.1 overs gone. They're scoring at 8 runs per over, 131. That's the par. And they still have the opportunity to up the scoring.
Oh, it's a top edge. It's high in the air. And it's going to land safely. It was an awkward ball to catch for Sarawat. So the left-hander, Mohammed, survives, goes with the turn, gets the top edge. Sarawat loses the ball because it's over his shoulder. It's probably the hardest catch to ever take. And here's Comrie back into Mohammed. And he goes out over it with his spin again, and he gets all of this one. Over by the tractor. And it's a 6.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. As we said, they're doing well in terms of their scoring rate. They're making most of the opportunities. The perfect start they got firstly from captain De Silva, Hyatt, Glenn, and now at the back end you have the all-rounders who are coming. Good shot getting underneath that delivery.
So Mohammed already beating his total runs for the season. Had 6 runs from 6 matches. thus far in minor league cricket. He has 8 from 2 with a double and a 6. Comrie. The reverse sweep now. Well fielded by the fly slip. They're going to come back for 2. Would it be a run out? And there's a appeal. It's a direct hit. Not out.
Oh my.
The speedy Mohammed makes it home.
Speedy is a good word. Very, very good running there on the part of Mohammed. And if we may say, he has been promoted compared to the innings yesterday. Shamar Brown will have batted before him yesterday. But they need him quick runs. They see that he has the ability to hit Mohammed. And he's quick between the wickets. Good move on the part of the Lions.
Wouldn't want to be the umpire in that situation. Comrie again. Mohammed is appeal for LBW and he's given him. Mohammed dipping into the well one more time, trying to tell the batter, the umpire, he got a piece of it. Umpire only has one look. And in his eyes, the most important eyes, he's out LBW for a quick fire 10.
Yeah, see, that should have been a good addition for the Lions team. But let's see here on the replay if what happened.
Pitch outside the line stump, same outside of off stump. He put. Have to believe Mohammed feels hard done about that.
Yes, it's a tough decision to give, but the umpire, in his judgment, thought the ball would have done enough to hit the wicket there. But so far, so good. You still want to say for the Lions, who still have 4 wickets in the tin with 1.1 over remaining. They are currently above par at 8.44 runs per over, and if they can, in the last over, get another 10 or 12 runs, 9 runs per over, which would indeed be ideal, if not perfect, for an 18-run game, 18 overs game.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a little all-rounder, Shamari Brown, coming into bowl. Excellent left-arm orthodox bowler. He comes in to face the last delivery of the 17th, only 1 over after this. So, if you're Morgan, do you take the single, Jermaine? I mean, any run counts at this point. Here's Comrie to the left-handed Brown. And that's a wide delivery. Exactly not what the Galaxy needed.
I think for what it is worth, we have seen Shamari Brown before. He's more a stroke player rather than a big hitter. So Morgan would perhaps fancy himself having been there for 12 deliveries. So
busy as a B. Brown faces, and he goes after it. Well, he went right through with his stroke, looking for 2. Morgan not interested. So the end of 17, 6 deliveries left. 144 for 6 in Broward County Stadium.
looking at the situation here as we enter the final over, Ryan, it's a game whereby both teams are at the bottom of the standings here in the Southern Division, as we highlighted. So, you know, it is important that they go for this victory, and a good knock so far for Fort Lauderdale in trying to setting up things. But however, can Orlando strike back?
Well, they left the responsibility into the hands of Rohit Dutchin for the last over. It's a short delivery, high in the air, and he's caught at the boundary. Captain Nasir makes no mistake. Safe pair of hands. Also a master's in computer science. The captain delivers.
Yes, definitely not in line to hit that delivery. Maybe not a natural, a big hitter, but the circumstances of the game forced Shamari Brown made the wicket. Get a hold of it, easily being dismissed out there.
Good offer because of the circumstance of the game. Like you said, but pay the price as the captain does not drop.
Fort Lauderdale, though, they feel good the fact that the batsman did cross during that. So Morgan, who is more accomplished batsman, arguably a bigger hitter, he has gotten an innings, a 6 in the innings so far. So he now has the opportunity to face another 5 deliveries. Question is, do he take a single or does he stay there and try to hit as much ball as possible to perhaps get this run rate from 8.3 to maybe 9
think
by
Morgan
the end?
Tries to. I think he's going to think that he's batting with a tail ender. I'm going to play through the line of the ball. I get 2s or 4s. I mean, if the single is there, you have to take it. But I think his shot making, his stroke selection is going to be thus: swing for the hills, love me or leave me.
Yes, anything over 150 would be comfortable for the Lions team here.
So, Dutchin, the wild card, 2 overs. So he has 2 for 8 from 1. Down the leg side, hits the pad, cannot be a wide. And they took Morgan off strike. Exactly what Dutchin wanted, Dutchin gets.
Stuff happens though, who knows? What if Prasad can definitely swing the Willow? You know, he could be
You shall see Ryan Prasad,
who's able to get the Lions over the 150 total, which, you know, would be above par and comfortable in their run setting.
known for his bowling. Let's see if he can deliver with the bat. Dutchin. Oh, and he's bowling. Ryan Prasad has lasted all of 1 delivery. So it answers the question, what can he do with the bat? And the big off spinner gets the wicket. Beautifully bowled.
Wasn't in the frame there to be playing that shot, to be looking to go over the top. Good bowling there on the part of Dutchin, pitching it right up, and you know, it was that a leading edge as well, but definitely went on. And Prasad is not the best of batsmen.
Nothing special with the delivery. I just believe Ryan Prasad, first delivery, just trying to do too much with it. So, 145 for 8. The new batter, there's been a procession of batters. Have to believe the tail seems to be a little long with the Fort Lauderdale Lions. So, 8 wickets down. The runs have stopped. Into the wicket comes number 12, Elton Tucker Jr. His dad is in the crowd. Dad Tucker himself. Junior, big man, bowls left arm orthodox. You will see him with the ball featuring for the Lions.
And he's indeed a US under-19 invitee. One of the future players for the United States cricket program. He's primarily a bowler, left arm bowling all-rounder, but he's capable with the bat. Naturally a stroke player than a big power hitter. But, you know, circumstances can bring the best out of players.
Will he be going against the off-spinner, Dutchin? He has 3 for 8. Oh, he's bowling. Beautifully bowled by Dutchin. No flight. On, off stump. Perfect line, perfect length. The result, another bowl down.
Yes, naturally, as I said, playing out a character, it turns out from the very first delivery. Elton Tucker Jr. skipping and looking to get to the pitch. Clearly not naturally a hitter, a swinger in terms of, you know, the bat. He would have preferred to be knocking things around. But you can't fault him. It's what 3 deliveries remaining. He's perhaps going for as much as he can for this team.
Well, if you look at the replay, his technique is a coach's nightmare. Foot nowhere near the ball. Huge gap between bat and pad. Result, off-stump knockback. And Dutchin is on a hat-trick.
Yes, indeed. And deserve hat-trick if you were to get it at this late stage. With 1 wicket remaining, it would be a perfect end. Notwithstanding, however, one feels that the Fort Lauderdale Lions, having scored 8.2 runs so far, are definitely on par with 145 off 18 overs to defend. So they have done okay. They would have perhaps want additional runs in terms of cushion, the Fort Lauderdale Lions. But for what it is worth, a decent comeback for Orlando Galaxy, because at one stage the Lions looked as if they were going to make 160 or 170.
Well, he's scheduled as a batter. Atul Iyer comes in, righty. He has 2 deliveries to face. I'm sure Morgan is saying, just put batter ball and let me get the last ball at least. And Dutchin, who's spinning a web, has now 4 wickets. He's on a hat-trick. 3 and it's wide outside off stump. Will the umpire allow him to stay on a hat-trick? Yes, he does.
Oh, my.
It is a wide, so it does not count as a ball. So Dutchin still has 3 wickets from 4 deliveries. And here he comes. And the appeal for LBW, umpire not interested. Ball going down the leg side, a leg by. And it gives a chance for Morgan to face the last delivery, but the damage is done already in this over.
Yes, Dutchin missed out on the hat-trick there, but as you rightly say, damage has been done. Good comeback, thanks to him.
Last delivery. He plays through it over mid-wicket. And square leg takes it. Deep square leg takes it. Dutchin gets 4 wickets in the over. And is that the last delivery? I believe it is. 4 wickets from 6 deliveries in the last 6 deliveries has bowled out the Fort Lauderdale Lions for 147. And Rohit Dutchin has been a hero in this innings.
Hero in terms of ensuring that the Lions don't get any more additional runs to what they have done so far, having batted well in the first and middle part of their innings. So Dutchin has led the comeback for the Galaxy to limit the scoring, which has ended at 8.2 for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. A good par score, 147 off 18 overs. It's now for the bowlers to do the work if you're a Fort Lauderdale fan.
So the Lions winning the toss. Roy Silver, the captain, 25 off 13, setting the tone for this innings. Followed up anchored sort of innings by Dan Zahayat. Jermaine Javel Glenn.
Yes, definitely the star of the show. I mean, Glenn, who has scored 100 at this level already, he's currently on a 53, and he made 53 per se and led the batting effort here.
2 chances dropped in that Glenn innings, but got the 53 to push the total to 147. Bowling, Sumit Sarawat started off 3 overs, 1 for 17. As usual, Mr. Economical. Nana Sakthi comes in. Economical, 4 overs, 20 runs. But the man of the moment, Rohit Dutchin.
Matthew Comrie also chipped in with 2 for 35. But for what it is worth, Dutchin, definitely the star of this bowling effort for the Galaxy. 5 wickets for a mere 9 runs off 2 overs. Excellent.
Given the responsibility to bowl the last 6 balls, got 4 wickets. A hero in his own right. Rohit Dutchin, the wildcard player for the Orlando Galaxy. So, some of the highlights are being played. Ryan Davis, Jermaine Lanneman, Fort Lauderdale Lions set a total of 147 for 9. Sorry, all out. It might be enough for this Orlando Galaxy to chase. We shall see in only moments.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco. You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco. You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
Welcome back to beautiful Broward County Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Toyota 2022 Minor League Cricket, presented by Sunoco. Ryan Davis, Jermaine Lanneman in the booth. Fort Lauderdale Lions win the toss, put up 147 runs. Orlando Galaxy now set to take strike. Nasir, the captain, with the keeper, Mitul Patel. Can they chase this 147? Only 18 overs, not 20. You think they have enough firepower to go after this?
It's a challenging ask, as we had outlined earlier in the commentary here. And generally speaking, a team batting first wants to target 8 runs per over, because that gives their bowlers the opportunity to arguably make mistakes throughout periods, but still be in the game in terms of mistakes, going for 10 or even 12 runs. But on average, they feel their bowlers can bowl for 5 runs per over, keep things tight. So defending 8 runs per over is good. Defending 147 is what the Lions would want. But for the batting team, in this case Orlando Galaxy, they would still feel that, you know, if they do well during periods and can score 8, 9, 10 runs per over and average 6, they'll be right there at the end.
Well, opening bowling from the commentary end, none other than Masood Mohammed, the left-arm spinner, has done a great job so far for the Lions this season, taking the new ball, bowling left-arm orthodox. He has 6 wickets already this season, and he's bowled very, very tight, very economical to Patel. Down the leg side, just turned away. It beats the backward square, and looks like they're going to come back for 2. No, they don't. Bit of caution by Nasir, the captain.
Yes, so for Orlando's purpose, they have 2 batsmen here. The captain, who's, you know, generally a good batter, he will want to be able to can bat as much overs as possible, and we say keep the run rate 6 runs per over or more. You know, not allowing things to get past 10, and towards the back end of the innings, look to draw to catch victory.
Nasir backing across. It's a shortish delivery by Mohammed. Didn't get to the height that the batter would have expected, but it's been consistent, the bounce of the wicket. Nasir not really cutting loose this season. The captain has 90 odd runs, has a 40 under his belt. It's another short delivery, and he whips it into cover on the back foot. It's a sort of a back foot cover drive. Just a lot more risk than anything else.
A little hesitation between the run-ins, between the pair there, Patel and Ahmed. You know, it could have been worse had one of them committed more. But fortunately, they had not committed and got back.
So, the protection for Mohammed, a deep mid-wicket and a long on for the right-hander. Mohammed seems to be attacking that leg stump. We saw Kari Perry yesterday bowling those arm balls for the left-hander to the right-hander, pitching middle and leg, and just continuing on. Mohammed just seems to be using his natural spin, outside leg, and turning. And he's going after it. Mid-wicket's there. He's going to go over mid-wicket, and it's a maximum. Exactly the way the Fort Lauderdale Lions innings began. Nasir, the captain for the Galaxy, has obliged and done the same.
Yes, indeed. A very good 6 here. Pitching outside leg and axing short as well. Axing to be hit and not missing out was Nasir there.
He finally picked up the length of Mohammed and the line and just whipped it over mid-wicket for 6.
Better bowling is required from Mohammed to keep things more tight.
He's going after this now. The confidence is there. And it's another 6. Can this be the day? El Capitan Nasir gets underway. 2-0. Finishes the first over. 13 without loss. Orlando Galaxy tried.
Definitely that the Orlando Galaxy fans would have wanted 13 runs off the first over. Wow, that's a run rate of 13 runs. The asking rate to begin with was 8 per se, and now, you know, they have gotten after a flyer. It's for them now to play intelligent cricket, because in this first power play, 6 overs, again, you want to keep things in the momentum in your favor for Orlando.
Can Vinakota tidy up that first over by Mohammed? Oh, he's gone through the line of the ball. It's over points. 1 bounce and it's rolling. 4 runs. Well, we get our answer. Anything with a little bit of width. These batters willing to take advantage of the power play.
Yes, and the captain here of the Fort Lauderdale Lions team, Roy Silva, must be scratching his head. He's yet to get through 2 overs, and the score has already raced, as we see here, to 17. So he's going to have to encourage his bowlers to keep it more tight, pitch in better areas, because they do not want Orlando to get off to too much of a flyer that makes the runs chase easy.
So, 17 without loss. The run rate is rolling. Change of fielders. They are putting a deep third man, a very square third man, and bringing in the deep square leg. Then there's also a deep cover. A lot of protection on the offside. Vinakota, Patel. Patel swings through it, and the fielding change pays off. Thick outside edge. They get 1.
Yes, and we must point out the captain of this Orlando team, Ahmed, is a first-class player, and he would have, he's currently 32, but he would have played a game at that level, quite capable, and he'll be no doubt wanting to, show his class here. 12 runs so far from 5 deliveries. He'd want to put in a captain knock. That is Ahmed.
Vinakota, Patel. He tries to lift this one over mid-on. Didn't get all of it. It ended up going to mid-wicket. That was Nasir, rather, and he gets 1. And that was the first delivery since Nasir lifted 2 for 6 in the last over.
Yes, a decent comeback here from Vinakota, with the ball having been hit for 4 with his first delivery. 2 singles. Those are what you'd want if you're the fielding teams. Dots, singles, or wickets.
Patel is back and across, and is at top edge. It's high in the air. Mid-off is coming around, and it falls safely. So, making the most of the power play. Patel did not middle it. It's skied in the air, but no chance for mid-off. And they come back safely for 2. 21 without loss. Vinakota goes back to his mark. And Patel trying to settle in. 8 runs off of 4 deliveries, but hasn't middled much. Let's see if Vinakota can get a breakthrough, a much needed breakthrough. Looks like Morgan, the wicketkeeper, is now coming up to the stumps. Maybe because Patel has been batting out of his crease.
An attempt to see if they can engender some pressure.
This one's outside off stump, and again, the field placement is immaculate. The square third man does the job.
And the pressure is needed to be built, if one must say, because at 12 runs per over so far, I mean, per se, 22 runs off just 1.5, overs. It's a start that Orlando desires, but it's definitely not what the Lions want.
Despite the 1 boundary so far in this over, it's still 9 runs with 1 to go. Nasir Ahmed, UCF graduate. Outside off stump, flashes, no wide. Yep, umpire does think the better of it and calls a wide. Now Vinakota, hands on hips, will have to do this one again.
Yes, it definitely appears to be a wide. It is a wide. And, good collect, one must say, by Morgan, who's standing up to the stump to a medium pacer.
That is a thankless job to stand up to these stumps. And Vinakota, definitely a little quicker than slow medium. Has a little bit of zip to him. So he's not collect as a wicketkeeper, being so close. Nasir. Oh, Brown. He's played a beautiful shot over extra cover. That's gone for 6. His third 6 for the innings. Nasser climbs to 19, and it's a beauty of a shot, Jermaine.
Yes, muscling that one, as we would say, over the off, the mid-off region, over the boundary as well. Good shot to play. I mean, it wasn't entirely there, but he did.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah! Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Change of bowling. 2 overs gone. None for 29. Shamari Brown coming in from the commentary end. Had a fantastic spell yesterday against Atlanta Lightning. But he's bowling to Mitul Patel, and the man on the non-strikers end, making this chase, Jermaine, look very reachable after 2 overs.
Yes, indeed. And we must put this game into context. We'll do so after this delivery, because these teams are struggling in the division and struggling in the league per se.
Brown. Patel just beats the outside edge.
Yeah.
And one thing we see in T20 cricket, in the power play, the lack of foot movement is prevalent.
Mm-hmm. So it should have been a case whereby 6 defeats and 2 losses to the Lions. They are midway the season. They need to start winning to turn around their campaign.
And there's Patel lifting it over the infield. Going to come back for an easy 2, taking advantage of the power play. Remember, 6 overs the power play. We're only 2.2 in, and Galaxy making the most at 31 without loss.
Yes, and if my memory serves me well, the Orlando team, they have lost 5. While the Lions have lost 6, Orlando has lost 5. So both teams need a victory to turn their campaign around.
Well, the battle of the turnpike continues. Brown. And at this time, it's Patel got more of it, but lands in the same region. Come back for another 2.
And one must say they can turn it around, Ryan, because, you know, if you have played 7 games of 14, which these teams, 7 and 8, I believe, games so far, it means that you just need a winning run. You understand me? So winning here would perhaps build the momentum. If you win 5-6 games, I'm sure you'll be challenged for one of the 2 available playoff spots.
Momentum is real in sports. Brown, Patel. And that is the line, and that is the length. Not too much width for the right-hander, right at middle. Only enough for Patel to play forward. So Patel sounding or signaling to the dugout, looking for either gloves or a bat. We shall find out at the end of the over. 2 left. Patel is down, gets to the ball, and comes back for 1.
Excellent cricket there. Good use of the feet, good chip and drive, and forcing the issue per se. There was mid-off, but, you know, good running, good fielding as well, a good pick-up and throw, but good cricket all around, both from the batter and the fielder there.
A real sense of anticipation by Patel, looking like he was going to go after Brown no matter what. Nasir Ahmed, 19 off 7 in full flow. This one is shoved into the pad, as they say. So the protection, and that's the end of the 3rd over. 34 without loss after 3.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back to Broward County Stadium. 3 overs gone, 34 without loss. Orlando Galaxy going after 147. They got 10 wickets, bowling out the Lions. 114 needed off of 15 overs. Here's Elton Tucker Jr., tall left-arm spinner, his first delivery. And he's coming from the northern end. That's a good delivery, but Ahmed onto it. Sorry, this was Patel onto it in a flash. Rocked back on his back foot and pulled it over mid-wicket, between mid-wicket and mid-on, 4 runs. Junior just dropping a little bit short. And great footwork and judgment by Patel just to whip that around between mid-wicket and mid-on. So, a boundary, putting pressure on the young left-armer. So the young left-armer's minor league cricket career, 21 matches, and he has 9 wickets. That's between last season and this season. USA youth product. This one has a little bit of air. Quick change in the field, bringing in the long off and pushing out the mid-on. They've seen that Patel is content in going across the line of the ball to try and score on the onside. That is a beautiful line and length, very defensive, but what you want in T20 cricket, especially as a finger bowler. Comes across the body and it's just past cover. Deep point comes across. Looks like they only get 1. Matul Patel, after watching Ahmed go after the bowling, now starting to gather some pace. 19 from 15. The opening pair, 39 they've put on in a mere, and the 4th over hasn't finished as yet. But Tucker Jr. making some arrangements, some adjustments, bringing in the deep cover and putting a deep mid-wicket and a deep mid-on to give protection on the onside. Ahmed goes after it and it beats cover. They just brought in the point, sorry. Beats him in his 4 runs. Beautiful square drive by Ahmed. Another boundary. He goes to 23. After 4 overs, it's now 43 for 4 without loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Shamari Brown will continue from this commentary end. Bowling to Matul Patel. The wicketkeeper batsman and opener. Comes across his stumps and flashes the cover and he's dropped him. What a chance. It's Kumar Reddy-Valde at cover. Patel, here's the highlight. Came across his stumps. Came back across, hit it straight down cover's throat, and he couldn't hold on. And it's a appeal for every W. Umpire not interested.
Wow, it's all happening in this over, isn't it? You know, good bowling here from Shamar Brown. Brought on the over before to slow down the scoring rate by the captain. and so far he has delivered, and he should have gotten a wicket there on that first delivery, but it has turned out that this is good captaincy as well here by Mohammed. Patel a little bit shaken up by the drop catch and that leg before appeal, and the captain went down, talked to him and said, hey, keep it going.
Well said, Jermaine. Brown and Patel this time goes over cover. Still in the power play, and that one's gone. Umpire still waiting for the decision.
6 runs.
Yep, trying to clarify, doing his duty, the umpire. And we shall wait for his signal. Yep, signal is 6. So Patel being beaten a couple times by Brown. Nasir, like Jermaine pointed out, went down and spoke to him. Gets to the pitch of this one. Gets under it. Maximum. Put it in his scorebooks.
Inside over, one of the most eye-pleasing shots in cricket, you know, getting under that delivery, playing it against the spin, and in this case with the spin inside over the cover region for 6. So it shows that Patel does have class, and no doubt that talk from the captain would have settled him and say, come on, we cannot afford to lose a wicket.
Yeah, he's gotten his head back in the game. 49, 1 away from a 50 partnership. Patel strokes this one to mid-on, and they get a single. And that'll bring up the Galaxy 50 without loss. These two openers, Patel 26, Ahmed 23.
And not only it is just without loss, it is at a massive run rate of 10 runs per over so far. Leaving the required rate at just 7. This is what you want as a start if you're an Orlando player or a supporter.
Now remember, Ahmed, 23 off of 9 deliveries, has been middling the ball beautifully. Seems really informed, the captain. So he has 2 deliveries to face from Brown. Still in the power play. Let's see what he decides to do. Long on and a deep mid-wicket. And he goes down the leg side. Brown thought about it. So with the protection on the onside, definitely the line will be towards that direction.
Yeah, good comeback here from Shamari Brown, having been hit for 6 2 balls ago. Got a single, now a dot ball. You'd want to complete the over also with another dot ball.
Brown, shortish delivery, quicker delivery. 2 dot balls, just what the doctor needed. After 5 overs, it is 50 without loss. Orlando Galaxy in control. So, Tucker Jr., young U.S. prospect, bowling his left-arm orthodox from the northern end.
And the Lions do need an extend over from him, because while Shamari Brown was a bit, got 9 runs coming off his previous over, they need some overs where you're only conceding 4, 5, no more than 6 runs to help peg back, because right now Orlando is on top.
98 needed off of 13. Patel comes across, tries to get that single through cover. Excellent bit of fielding.
Yes, but for what it is worth, Orlando would believe, this is what they've worked for. The opening pair is delivering.
Patel again shuffling across, nods it, just prods it past point, thinking of 2. So, can Nasir Ahmed continue his onslaught? Or can Tucker Jr. continue to put that ball wide outside off stump? His cover on the offside is a deep cover and a long off. Across the line, and looks like power play in the sixth over. So
it is indeed 5.
It is indeed 5 overs. You are right, Jermaine. So the cover for Tucker Jr., a long on, a deep mid wicket, and a deep square leg for the right-hander, Patel. Patel tried to turn it around, frustrated with himself.
However, good bowling here from Elton Tucker Jr. This is what the captain would have wanted. As we said at the start, you want to be no more than 6 runs for the over. He has so far 2 dot ball, 2 runs, delivering for his captain.
So just to conclude, oh, and Patel's gone after this one, and he's got all of it. Right by the roller, and in between the goalposts, scores a goal and gets a 6. Atul Patel, Tucker Jr., 2 full down the leg side. And that's the price he paid.
A little bit too flighted as well, giving the batsman the opportunity to get under it was Patel, and in lifting it with comfort and with ease. That's not what you want, having bowled the first 4 deliveries so well, Tucker. You need a little bit more pace and a little bit more, tighter.
Yeah. A reverse time by Patel. But the very, very short third man does a good job of stopping it, gets 1. That was none other than Ryan Prasad with a good bit of fielding. So the end of 6 overs, 59 without loss.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
So, first of a double head up, and it's going to be the captain coming up in the commentary end. Ball to Nasir Ahmed. Captain on captain crime going on here in the bat bike.
He has to try something. His frontline spinners aren't really definitely in the frontline. Pate didn't deliver earlier, and 8 runs, 15 loss after 6. Oil charge, so Silva has to try something.
Long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg on the onside. And he goes right to the pads. Stop the boundaries, get the 1. So on deck, Atlanta Lightning, winning their 2 games yesterday, have now drawn even with the Atlanta Fire. However, Shamar Springer, because of his contributions, their run rate 2.5, the best division. Lightning have come. This one's done beautifully, not much.
Roy Silva bringing all his international experience, having represented Sri Lanka in T20 internationals in the past, to bear here as the captain of this Lions team. Just recognizing all we need to do is get the ball in the right areas, right line, right length, and force the batsmen to be creative rather than giving them free hits.
And this one is beautifully bowled, perfect length. Not much the batter can do about it.
His modus operandi here, Silva, would be, keeping it, as we say, at roughly a run a ball. So he'll give you the 6 runs per over in which they would need to be bowling now to get back into the game, and not the 9 and 10 that the other bowlers are given.
So the protection on the offside, a long off and a deep cover. And this is a full toss, but it caught Nasir by surprise. Just the 1. And Roy Silva will take the 1s all day.
And tell you what, so to show you how Holland is, even if the turns out to be 6 runs per over, the current asking run rate is 7. So they are okay with just taking the ones and the twos. They don't necessarily need any boundary, Orlando, at this stage because they are well in charge.
Roy Silva. Patel keeps shuffling in his crease, in and out, trying to throw the bowlers off their line. Come back for 2. Patel 38. Not the biggest of hitters, but definitely productive, an accumulator of runs. Patel can dig deep and hit the 6, but very, very content in just taking the scoreboard over.
Yes, brilliant batsmanship being displayed here. They got off to an early start and they are making the adjustments and just pacing the innings, both Patel and Ahmed.
So 6 from the over. Roy Silva stops the bleeding after 7 overs, 65 without loss.
1, 2, 3.
So Elton Tucker Jr. coming in for his 3rd successive over from the northern end. He's 18 off of his first 2. So Orlando Galaxy, Fort Lauderdale Lions in the cellar of the Southern Division. Lions 5 points from their 7. Lions 4 points. Galaxy 5 points from their 7. Lions 4 points from their 8. Both desperate for a victory. This one's short, and he's got all of it. No, it doesn't. It holds up, but it's just enough to carry over long off. And Nasir Ahmed gets his 4th 6 of the innings.
Fortunate, you'd want to say there. Didn't get under it enough, didn't get enough bat, but just enough to take it over the boundary. That fielder there on the edge tried his best to stay hang. I think that looks like Javel Glenn, but in the end, it was just not good enough to go for a catch.
It was the young Glenn. He's probably the tallest after Tucker Jr., so if he couldn't get it, no one can get it. Junior, Ahmed, full toss. Cover comes around. Ahmed not interested with 2.
You would not be. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can see the captaincy of Nasir Ahmed out there leading the charge here. Getting a boundary early, no mistake. And Patel, who he has calmed down in the past, is learning that we're large and in charge. Let's keep it that way.
Patel 38 of 28. Shuffles in his crease, comes back across, and it's an outside edge. He looked to play it through point, but Tucker just got enough turn to get the edge and come back for 2.
I'd want to say maybe behind point, he was looking, for that back drive, the square drive per se, and, cut the thick outside edge, maybe the extra bounce from the lanky Tucker. But nonetheless, the intent was to play it behind point and, worked out for him in the end.
Patel gets to the pitch of the ball. Glenn is out there. Round of applause by the keeper. He likes the length of Tucker Jr., the variation.
Yes, and I think the flight and bounce is happening for young Tucker. As I say, if he develops an arm ball, he should turn out to be quite a good bowler.
Lions desperate for a wicket. Can they get the captain, Ahmed, who's been aggressive, playing across the line? 2 men out in the deep, just the 1.
Yes, good going there. Having gotten so far, 9, 11 runs from the over. Both the captain, Ahmed, and the Patel are just, having a walk in the park at the moment. They're enjoying themselves. Silva, in the meantime, will be one. And outside of him, who was fairly economical last over, what else can they do to get back in the game?
Oh, and this one is back to Tucker Jr. It beats him, so Patel agrees to the run. So Orlando Galaxy is as happy as Jermaine eating his apple at 77 for none after 8 in Troll.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So we're approaching the midway mark here. The batting team is really doing very well, Ryan and Davis, as it relates to the type of start they needed, chasing what was a par score of 8 runs per over, 147.
But the captain himself, Roy Silva. Oh, it's a slower delivery, but picked up beautifully by Patel. And you can tell, Jermaine, when two players are seeing the ball as big as a watermelon, the slower ball, the quicker ball, they're picking it up and middling at it and scoring runs even off the good deliveries.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't really matter at this stage because, as we point out, they know where they are. They need Orlando, need a victory. And they're saying the Lions are behind them. We have to keep on top here.
Beautiful delivery. Round of applause by Morgan, but it sneaks past Roy Silva, just the one.
Problem for Silva, who is bowling again another good over, is that who is going to take the wickets for him? He's doing a good job of containing, limit the run scoring, but who is going to make the breakthrough to start get them back into the game?
Yeah, Roy Silva's slow medium is there for a reason, to stop things up. Yep, just to vary the pace and the bounce, just to have the batters second guess, not allow them to middle the ball. But yeah, Tucker Jr. has been a little bit expensive. On the other end, a bit of a disappointment for the Lions in this game.
I tell you what, there's a bowler, Javel Glenn, who bowls leg spin. And maybe, I don't know if somebody may just go to Silva and say, let's try him, let's give him one. He hasn't been a frontline bowler for us, but the left arm and finger spinners are not doing the job. This is both Shamar Brown and Elton Tucker Jr. Let us try a wrist spin. I would try for Glenn and see if he can, purchase a wicket.
There's Roy Silva. Captain to captain, and Ahmed just plays across the line. It's the sort of the inside edge of the bat. Come back for an easy one. No boundaries so far. A question from one of the viewers is this wicket providing any turn, Jermaine?
Yes, it is. I mean, we saw Tucker getting a lot of bounce and turn from the northern end. So, yes, it is there, but you have to be good spinner to get it.
Oh, another lovely change of pace by Roy Silva. That question came from none other than a fantastic cricketing mind himself, Ian Walters. Very much a student of the T20 game. And looking at the Fort Lauderdale turf, an international cricket ground. West Indies will be playing India within a month's time on this very ground. It is definitely the cream of the crop in USA when it comes to its fields. Silva. Right into the block hole. And he's building a gate. That will be the 6th single.
12th overall. He has so far bowled 12 deliveries.
12 singles, you're right.
12 singles.
So it's the old picket fence from Roy Silva, and it's 9 overs gone. 83 without loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
So Roy Silva, encouraged with his medium pace from the commentary end, coming down the hill from the northern end will be Hyatt. He is a former West Indian player, still within the circle of West Indies cricket. And he's going to try to continue to stop the boundaries, put the pressure on Patel and Ahmed,
You ask the question. You beg to ask the question. However, though, Ryan, if this is the perfect strategy being employed by Silva, which is just trying to limit runs, who is going to take the wickets? Because at this stage, with Patel and Ahmed seem so set, perhaps he should have been trying a wrist spinner or somebody to get a wicket rather than himself and Hyatt, who are medium pacers, who will just try to just bowl in the block hole and limit to singles.
Well, Hyatt's protection. On the offside, he has a third man, a deep cover, and a long off. On the onside, he has a long on and a deep mid wicket. Oh, sorry, a deep forward square, I should say. Hyatt. It's a beautiful bowling action, but I tell you what, Ahmed's going after it. Can he take the catch? If he's held on to it, Chanderpaul, he's held on to it. Another fantastic catch. We've seen so many of them, and this one is Tucker Jr., the left-arm spinner coming in off the boundary. He's held on to it. The umpires seem to be very happy with it. Some fantastic catching so far this weekend, Jermaine.
Yes, indeed. Brilliant effort there. We look at it on the replay here. If it is taken clean, which we think it happened, it would be an outstanding catch because he was coming in. He lost his footing somewhat, didn't have his balance, but he still kept his high, kept his composure, and kept hang on to that ball.
Well, the medium pace did the job. Roy Silva, he knows better than us, I'm sorry to say. 37-21, the captain goes. A brilliant captain's innings. And now, coming in to the wicket, number 21, we're going to have none other than Shivnarine Chanderpaul's son, Tangerine Chanderpaul. We know him as Brandon Chanderpaul, one of the stars of the show last year for Orlando Galaxy. He's returning this year. He's in the West Indies squad. He is very much in the conversation in West Indies cricket. The prospect, following after his father's footsteps. I should never say that. It's unfair to the youngster, but I have to. I'm a broadcaster. And he's going to face, I shouldn't say his first delivery. Patel had the heads, the whereabouts to cross halfway. So Patel is going to face Hyatt, and Chanderpaul will get a chance to get acclimatized in the non-striker's end.
Finally, a breakthrough here for the Lions. The part-time bowler, Danza Hyatt, a batsman, but a medium pace in his own right. I thought that Ahmed dismissal, it wasn't necessary for him to go for that big shot, but Hyatt made the breakthrough.
Hyatt. Patel, and that's beautifully a wristy shot through point, and he's going to beat everyone. 4 runs, Matul Patel.
Vintage shot. Those remind you of, the Bacchuses and the Kalichirans, arguably back in the days, just, with his broad hat, to see easing back and working that behind point. Through point per se. Good shot from the batsman here, Patel.
That was very much Kalicharan-esque, or Roy Kanai.
Yes.
Rohan Kanai, rather. So, beautiful shot by Patel. He goes to 49, 1 away from his 50. Only took him 35 deliveries. And if he continues to go in full flow, it's going to be easy pickings for Orlando Galaxy. Yeah, slower delivery, a Dwayne Bravo-like delivery, but picked up by Patel, who's seeing the ball out of the bowler's hands as easy as that. 2 more.
And
50 for Patel. Moves 1, 89 for 1. The opener has really set the tone for the Galaxy.
And the welcome applause from the team supporters and the Galaxy teammates and supporters. Recognizing Mitchell did have a very good knock here and setting up the team 89 for 1 for what, so far is a comfortable chase.
Hyatt. Patel shuffles across, opens the face of the bat with points there.
It is an 18 over affair, and for what 7 runs is needed now for the batting team, that is where you want 6 or 7 runs to be chasing any batting team in the world in a 20 over contest. So they're, as we said, they're in charge thanks to this man here, Patel, primarily.
Patel plays through the line, cover it. They're going to come back for 2. Yes, they do. Trying to pull back safely, moves on to 50. Flowing, 8 so far on delivery. Yes, they got Ahmed out, but Patel crossed when the ball was in the air and is continuing to do damage.
Yes, indeed. Good going by Patel. He, however, would want to ensure that he ends this game not out. Chandapal has come in, but he doesn't want to be dismissed, Patel.
Oh, beautiful slow ball again by Hyatt. But more importantly for Hyatt, he gets his single off the last delivery, which means 10 overs gone. 9.2 runs they've scored off each. 92 for 1. We'll be back.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
92 for 1. Mithu Patel, 54 not out, off of 39. And Tandrain Chandapal at the non-strikers end. Failed to trouble the scoring yesterday. Chandapal out for a duck. But very much star of the show last year for the Orlando Galaxy.
And interestingly enough, we just saw a clipping of his dad, Shivnarine Chandapal in the dugout, giving some instructions, trying to get this Orlando team to what would be their third victory of the season from 8 games.
Tell you what, he's very stern with his son. I spoke to him after the game yesterday. Doesn't give him any slack at all. Expects a lot from the youngster, and so far the youngster has delivered. Aya, his first delivery. Bowling some off breaks, and Patel just sort of flips it just past Roy Silva at short mid-wicket. Gets the 1. So the left-handed Chandapal didn't get a chance to score runs yesterday. The protection for the off-spinner, Aya, who is coming around the wicket, on the offside, a long off, a deep cover. And then on the onside, he has the most protection. He has a long on, deep mid-wicket, and a deep backward square.
We spoke of needing Silva to get a wicket-taking option. He has gone for Iyer instead of perhaps a Javel Glenn, the leg spinner. The wicket is turning, and he has night heights, and so far a good action. So let's see if he's a trump card to help bring back the Lions into this fixture.
Aya to Chandapal. It's short. Chandapal's back, punches it for 1. We saw a couple of finger spinners. First delivery to a new batsman. Give it some air. Be aggressive. Looks like Aya immediately just went flat. Just tried to get a dot ball or 1. Chandapal did the job. Good delivery by Aya. But they still get 1. A sign of a classy and well-coached team. Remind you that Tangerine Chandapal's dad, Shivnarine Chandapal, is the coach for this Orlando Galaxy team. So even the good balls are getting 1s, and a time for the youngster to maybe get a score today. Turns it off his legs, and if you bowl to a left-hander's pads, they will dream about that every day and every night because it's their pet shot, the leg glance.
Yeah, they like to turn it around the corner. They also like that, cut shot. But for what it is worth, Aya here going for singles. The Lions need wickets, however, they need especially the wicket of Patel.
The reverse sweep by Patel doesn't get all of it, but hits it where there are no fielders, more importantly. Gets the 1.
Yes, hitting himself there. He thought Patel, he can see, I like his attitude, not only his broad hat. He seems having gotten roughed up early in this innings. He has, he's into this match. You can see that, playing that reverse sweep for argument's sake, missing out, getting the bottom edge, but, feel as if he should be middling everything at this stage of his innings.
Jermaine, I'm a big fan of the floppy hat. I love it.
Indeed.
Good delivery and well played. Beautiful technique by Chandapal. You can see it. Feet, bat, straight, head in line, head sturdy. Head directly over the ball, just punched it for one. So the end of 11, 98 for one. 50 needed off of 7.
1, 2, 3.
Good. Back. Roy Silva, captain. 2 overs, none for 12. As stingy as you get as a bowler. His fielder for the left-handed Chandapol on the onside. He has protection at long on and a deep mid-wicket. On the offside, he has a long off, deep cover. So far we only have on the boundary for Chandapol. Silva, Chandapol. Oh, when it comes back off the seam, Chandapol punches it to mid-on. Come back for an easy 2.
Wow. Chandapol does look easy at the crease, technically correct. I'm really happy to see how he has progressed as a player. Largely very defensive-minded in his earlier development, but now look at that. Just he's in back in the crease and just playing within the V with ultimate ease is young Chandapol.
Roy Silva getting another chance at the young Chandapol. Oh, and Chandapol just try to open up a little bit, get aggressive, try to get to the pitch of the ball. Just to let you know, Roy Silva is a former Sri Lankan international. So the field is littered with internationals. We have young Chandapol. We have Roy Patel. We have West Indians Javel Glenn. Hyatt, another West Indian player.
And it's good to see Silva per se changing ends here. He has replaced Tucker. He believes that he's the best option.
This one is pitched up. And Patel drives the mid on.
Yes, so he has changed end and, you know, introducing Iyer. He's trying stuff. I like how he's not necessarily allowing any bowlers to really lose the game for them. He's trying his best to use whatever and whoever he has in his armory to limit run scoring and see where best he can get a wicket.
Do we now second guess Roy Silva's decision to bat first? And Chandapol trying to open up a bit. The backlift got a little higher.
You know what? I'm going to say no to that. Why? Because they did get par score. They did get 8 runs per over. It is just that they do not have the quality bowling here to be able to restrict scoring and taking wickets. So that is what. Because batting wise, they got the par score, okay score of 8 runs per over at 146.
Slower delivery,
and that is off 18 overs. So, you know, it's their bowling that is their weak point in this encounter here today, I believe.
So, just to remind the viewers, thunderstorms this morning. Lions won the toss, decided to bat first. Damp outfield, overcast conditions. Another slow delivery, and this time it's a wide. Overcast conditions. Roy Silva decided to bat first. They put up a good score, like you said, Jermaine. But a fantastic opening pair between Patel and Nasir Ahmed has put Orlando in control. Again, he goes for the slow delivery. Again, Patel goes for it. High in the air, long ons there. And Roy Silva gets his man. Mithur Patel holds out to long on for 5 runs off 44. Score goes off for 2, but the captain gets the breakthrough.
Yes, not certain if Patel needed to be playing that shot or going for the big shots at this stage with his team, just needing 7 runs per over, having done all the hard work. But if you may say it's a good comeback from the very competitive captain here, Silva, a little bit more slow, a little bit more wide, and Patel was drawn into trying to go for the 6 over long on, skied it, and is eventually had to take that walk back to the pavilion.
Well, the man that did not play yesterday, big burly Dune Nathaniel, comes to the crease. Looks like the type that is not looking for singles, Jermaine.
Yes, indeed. And perhaps, you'd have perhaps more classier, and I don't want to use that word for now, are more technically correct in comparison.
So we want to talk about Shivnarine Chandapol, the living legend. First of all, congratulating him to being named the U.S. senior head coach for U19 women's team. That's how serious they are about the cricket. And he's also the captain of this Orlando Galaxy team, has a house in Orlando, Florida. So with his son, of course, playing for Orlando Galaxy, he's now taken the reins to have a dual role. Scored over 10,000 runs in Test cricket. One of the premier all-time players in the history of the game. Living legend, Shivnarine Chandapol.
And that's his second only to Brian Lara in terms of the most test runs for the West Indies, Chandapol. But here, giving his instructions to this Orlando team, they're, as we say, not having the best of season in this division here, having just lost 4 games and, winning only 2 and no result with the other. So they need victories, and they are well on their way, and I'm sure he's doing everything to try and pull the Orlando victory here today.
Well, let's call it a window of opportunity for this Lions team. They have 2 new batsmen in the wicket. Chandapol has only faced 6 deliveries, 7 runs, and of course Nathaniel coming in because Patel out for 50 odd. So it's now 104 for 2. 44 needed off of 6, 7.3 required. And Aya comes in from the commentary end, and Chandapol, and let's tell you something, we can hear bat on ball when Chandapol has been hitting so far. It is coming off the middle, and he's starting to middle this thing, Jermaine.
Just like his dad, he watches that ball all the way into the middle of the bat. Maybe he does get that from his father. But you're quite right in terms of if the Fort Lauderdale Lions are to get back into this game, this is a period to get 2 or 3 quick wickets.
Nathaniel trying to work it past point. He's going to want to get off the mark as quick as possible. Keep the scoreboard ticking. Get Chandapol back on strike, who's 8 off of 7.
Because tell you what, this is the 13th over, and remember, it's a 18 over affair.
And a bit of width and a beautiful cover drive by Nathaniel. Picturesque. Looks like a right-handed. So I should say this. Sorry, he looked like Carl Hooper, who is right-handed. But Carl Llewellyn Hooper, my favorite cricketer of all time. Just the classiest of batsmen. Nathaniel giving a bit of a snippet of a cover drive that Hooper would portray.
Yes, but I hear here doing well along with the captain to peg back the Galaxy.
Chandapol again. This one is the outside part of the bat. Gets a single nonetheless. That's why he is 9 from 8. Keeping the scoreboard ticking, Chandapol.
We now find a situation whereby 41 rate of 5 overs. The run rate is currently 7.5. Very gettable, very comforting position Orlando is. But as we say, a few more tight overs or wickets could change the complexion.
So as we speak, the batting points after today's knock, and hang on, this ball past the wicket keeper, and they come back for 2. So 2 runs for Nathaniel. Score goes to 112 for 2.
Wicket is a cry. I heard so far has conceded 5 runs from 5 deliveries. Okay, but they do need wickets to create some doubt, if not in this batting lineup for Orlando, because they are doing a very good job so far, thanks to skipper Ahmed and Patel, who gave them this flyer for start.
Nathaniel taking his time. It's a good delivery by Aya. tell that Nathaniel is a new batsman. As a result, 109 for 2 after 13. We'll be back.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah! Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
So, game hanging in the balance. 39 off of 5. Just under 8 runs and over needed. The medium pacer Hyatt, former West Indies player, looking to get back into the T20 squad. He's going to bowl his medium pace from the northern end, coming down to Chanapol. This one's short. Chanapol cuts. Just the one.
I don't think necessarily Ayat is trying to get back in West Indies cricket. He's 39 after all. I think his days are gone. But
there's always the optimism.
Yeah, but it's good to know that he finds the US minor league tournament a quality one enough to be here, as is the case with several international players from around test playing countries.
So Hyatt bringing all that experience. Can he outfox Nathaniel? They will take the singles. That will equal just 5 to 6 and over. 7.8 required. Nathaniel hesitant. Brand new batter at the crease. 4 deliveries he's faced. Make that 5.
And I could say he looks somewhat uncomfortable. He seems to be a natural hitter of the ball, but the match doesn't require any hitting. It requires a singles or, just staying there and just seeing the run rate to a normal.
Slower delivery outside off stump. It turns out to be a beauty for Hyatt. Just love those slower deliveries outside off stump. The batter has to put all the pace behind it.
But I tell you what, cricket is such an interesting game. Right? The run rate required now is 8.4. Did you know this can become 10 and become problematic thereafter?
Correct. Boundaries are the answer for the Galaxy. Lack of boundaries, the answer for the Lions. And Nathaniel, a little close to him this time. Drives the mid-on. No harm, just the one.
So Orlando, notwithstanding their, they were in front for such a large part of the game. And still, requiring 8 runs per over, you'd feel as if you still gave the batting team the edge. But the moment that moves up to double figures, if it does, 10, Fort Lauderdale will believe they still have a shot.
Have to give it to Hyatt. He's putting the ball at a good length, not full, just short of a length. Batters can't play through the line. If they do, they're taking a chance. So he's putting the pressure on the batters, saying, I'm going to bowl a good line, a good length. It's up to you now to hit a special shot to get a boundary.
And I put it to you, that's how we got the wicket of Patel.
Last delivery. Nathaniel, could he get one? Silver can't find it. Still they don't get the run. Dot ball, 14 overs gone. Run rate goes to an even 9. 36 off 4 remaining. 112 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back to Broward County Stadium. Toyota Minor League Cricket 2022. Fort Lauderdale Lions, Orlando Galaxy, the battle of Florida's Turnpike. Lions bat first, 147, bowled out in the last delivery. Orlando Galaxy, great start from the openers, Nasir and Patel. Now 112 for 2 in a bit of a pickle. 30 for 9 runs and over. And Chanderpaul has had a bit of an impact.
Yes, indeed. What he did, as we saw 2 times ago, why it goes out because he is with the and it's as we're going for double figure there, then the bowling team will feel as if they can defend their total. So the instruction would be, come on, we can't just depend on singles alone. We need odd boundaries. We cannot allow the pressure to get back on us and we lose the momentum. That's what Chanderpaul should be saying.
So are you saying don't ever doubt the power of the water boy? Roy Silva to Chanderpaul. Slow delivery. Chanderpaul goes after it. And it's gone for 6. The power of the water boy continues. Instructions have come out. And Brandon Chanderpaul, known by his dad, look at this shot. Goes down on one knee and hits it over mid-wicket. You beauty.
Message sent, message received, message delivered. Indeed, they needed this boundary to not allow the run scoring to dry up on them per se, and to force them into having to bring back the Lions into the fixture. Right now, with that 6, the shackles has been somewhat released, and Orlando still remains in charge.
Well, that has put a dent in things for the Fort Lauderdale Lions. What was 9 runs and over, gone down to 7.8, but makes it very doable now if Chanderpaul can continue to score in this over. Silva. And he's going after it now. Over cover. Chips into it. Are they going to test Brown's arm? No, they don't. Shamari Brown, one of the best in the business in the deep.
And what we now find is 29 runs is needed of 3.4 overs. If a match says that's 22 balls. So 29 required of 22 balls. It is still a this game is still for the batting team to lose.
Nathaniel, can he cut loose? He's only 4 off of 8. Whips it off his pads. Gonna come for 2. Brown doesn't field it cleanly, but it would have made a difference. So Nathaniel breaks the shackles of the 1s, gets a 2, maybe trickle some confidence into him. So far, 9 runs in the first 3 deliveries.
27 now needed off 21 deliveries. So the boundary would have settled the nerves.
Oh, beautiful slow delivery by Roy Silva, the Sri Lankan international, who has many rabbits to pull out of the hat. Just did that.
He's the best bowler for the team so far here, the Lions. 3.4 overs, 28, 1 for 28. He literally, if I want to say, brought back the Lions into the game. They weren't fully back into it, but were on the verge prior to this over, I would want to say.
Quick reminder to everyone, first game of a double-header. Next up, Fort Lauderdale Lions will have to take the field against Shamari Springer and the Atlanta Lightning. Shamari Springer up there in batting and strike rate in minor league cricket. Chanderpaul, oh, did he hit Nathaniel? Didn't. Looks like Nathaniel's going to have to call back out for the helmet, Jermaine.
Good delivery there from Silva again, limiting the scoring to just 1 run. But for what it is worth, at this stage, haven't gotten a boundary in the over, Orlando would be comfortable with just taking singles.
Oh, look at that evasive action. I think Nathaniel has never been so agile in his life. And it's an appeal and he's out.
Stumped.
Nathaniel stumped. Bowl Silva. Morgan as quick as a cat behind the stumps. An important wicket. A one that applies doubt to Orlando Galaxy. Nathaniel is smiling. He's been outfoxed by the fox himself.
Yes, brilliant glove work there on the part of Morgan. Silva, just putting it outside off and collected. By the time Nathaniel was to get his foot down back, he was out and right into the game as again Captain Silva brought the Lions. Run rate is back to 8.3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Over affair. We're now down to deliveries. 25 runs needed off of 18 deliveries. Battle of Florida's Turnpike. Do not change your channel. That is a Chandapol out in the wicket. 19 from 13. The son of Shivnarayan Chandapol, Tangerine Chandapol. He's going to be facing the 39-year-old Hyatt. I was reminded by Jermaine, who has no confidence in him getting back into the West Indies team. So, the new batter, after a brilliant piece of stumping by Morgan, the keeper, will be Sumit Sharawat, the all-rounder, opening bowler for the Orlando Galaxy. Big hitter. We saw that yesterday. And here's Hyatt to Chandapol. Chandapol opening the face of the bat. Doesn't get one.
And it must be said, Hyatt may have not fully delivered with the bat today, but he has done a very good job for his captain with the ball. 12 runs with 1 wicket from his 2 overs prior to this. And the argument is he got the important wicket of Patel, which has created the doubt in Orlando chase here.
And he's down on his knees, Chandapol, trying to play across that line.
So what you find as well is that not only has he taken a wicket, Hyatt, he has limited the run scoring. He's made it difficult for Orlando. He has helped the run rate to be pushed up to 9 runs per over, and now needing 25 runs off a mere 16 balls in favor of Orlando, but a shout is there for Lauderdale.
And it's close to Chandapol. He gets it away through cover. They think of 2. But it might be okay because Sherwatt, big hitter, 9.6 runs we needed per over. We need 24 off of a mere 15 deliveries.
Advantage Orlando, but you have to bat well. You wouldn't want, for argument's sake, if you're an Orlando fan, to be losing wickets because that is going to build pressure and raise the
Sherwatt to face. Goes after it and didn't get all of it. One bounce to long on. Didn't. You can see Roy Silva, his knees buckle, the captain, when he saw Sherwatt play through the line of the ball the way he did. Like a golf swing. Didn't get all of it. Long on retrieves. Just the one.
You could see wicketkeeper Morgan applauding the fielding effort. The Florida team moving around their players, that bowler. They feel as more gets and single, as is evidence with these Hyatt overs, the more they really get into the game.
Hyatt, this one is full outside off stump. Chandapol can't get it away. Only 2 runs off of 5 deliveries. Hyatt, the vice gets tighter. Orlando Galaxy getting a little more nervous.
And finally, the required weight is over 10 runs per over. So now, it's getting to an even-Steven situation.
Last ball of the 16th. Chandapol chips, drives, drops short of mid-off, long off. Just the one, and that takes us to the end of the 16, which means it's a shortened game, only 18 overs, 12 deliveries left, 22 needed. We'll be back.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So, rain-shortened game, and Roy Silver has dug into the well and come back with another medium pacer in Vinakota. Vinakota roughed up 16 runs on his first over. Remember, only 12 deliveries left in this match, 22 needed. These are officially, Jermaine, called the death overs. Can Vinakota turn around the tide that he had to try and provide a good second to last over?
What a gamble here. The skipper realizing the spinners perhaps aren't getting the job done, but Vinakota went for 16 in his only over so far.
Chanderpaul playing through the line. They're going to run it anyway. They have wickets in hand. Anything going to a fielder will be a single.
So it's a big trust here on Vinakota, who we said went for 16 run in his sole over prior to now. Can he deliver as did Hyatt, the medium pacer, and the skipper Silver? It's an over that is very interesting because right now what is required is 21 runs off a mere 11 balls. The run rate has moved up to 11.4, so it's getting difficult for Orlando, but boundaries will be required.
For our viewers, long on, deep mid-wicket on the onside. Sherwatt playing across the line. He has one thing in mind. Score heavy on the onside. On the onside, just to be complete. Long on gets a short mid-wicket and a short fine leg off. There is a long off, short extra cover, deep cover, third man, and a regular point.
Cricket is indeed such a game of glorious uncertainties. Imagine how large and in charge Orlando was, but the Fort Lauderdale Lions have fought back and have given themselves a real chance.
Vinakota. Sherwatt gets a hold of it. It's in between cover and long off, but they're going to settle for one. Heavy outfield. Thunderstorms last night. Thunderstorms this morning. So the grass is a bit heavy this morning.
20 runs off 9 ball. Its scoring is getting harder and harder for the Orlando Galaxy team. Hits must be said, both Silver and Hyatt bowled well, and Vinakota so far has started. But, very close game we have on our hands here.
Can Chanderpaul find another boundary? It's wide outside off stump, but all he can do with it is push it to the deep cover. So, 8 deliveries, 19 needed.
Have to be careful here. They would want to end this over with a boundary, either bringing down the score in an ideal manner to either 13 or 14 of the final over. Anything more than 15 is in the bowling team's favor.
Sherwatt is going to try to get this ball over short mid-wicket. He does. Gets a bottom edge. The short fine leg is there. Just the one.
$18 required. Wow. Of a mere 7 deliveries. Still a boundary needed. Going into the final over, the batting team wants to be under 15 runs. The fielding team would like to just limit it. Anything to over 15, they feel like they can bowl and restrict. But a tight game we have on our hands.
For the left-hander, Vinakota has a long on and a deep mid-wicket to protect the onside. Offside, he now pushes out a third man. He has a long off and a deep cover. Those are the 5 outside the circle. Can he contain Chanderpaul? Full toss, Chanderpaul gets all of it. It can go to the boundary, yes it does, between long on and deep square leg. A much needed boundary. A full toss by Vinakota. He looks in the heavens. So, 6 deliveries remaining. Chanderpaul gets the boundary.
Well played, Tajnuri Chanderpaul. Typically he has been delivering the boundaries when required.
We are back in Broward County Stadium. Toyota 2022 Minor League Cricket. Presented by Sunoco, Ryan Davis, Jermaine Lanneman. It's the time of the game where players are standing up, coaches are standing up, broadcasters in standing up. 4 runs need off of Silveries. Ryan Chell just hit a boundary to get to 27. 134 for 3, chasing 147. And the last over is presented to you by Hyatt.
Who has been outstanding for this team in bringing back the Lions into this context, because at one stage Orlando was large and in charge and just needing 6 runs per over. Now they need 14 to win.
Big hitting Sherawat has not been able to middle. Gets a piece of this and he drops short of long off. Just the one. Hyatt is frustrated, but you don't want to give up a boundary. Long off took his time, was conservative. Give them the one.
Still, arguably, how would you see it? This seems to be in the bowling team's favor, because you need 3 boundaries arguably to win, but 2 dot balls and the Lions could be victorious.
Yep, it slipped away from the Galaxy when their 2 openers played. And here's Tajarain Chandapol. And he gets it on the full. Mid wickets out there. Brown gets it on the bounce. Will they come back for 2? Sherawat doesn't want it.
Oh my.
Just the one.
Yes, indeed. And fair attempt there by Chandapal. It was a full toss. Tito was there for the hitting. It could have been gone for a boundary. Arguably, had he gotten more bat on it, he could have gone for a 6. But he has tightened this fixture by not getting a boundary there. 12 needed, now of 4. Difficult times for the Galaxy.
Sherawat going across the line. No cigar. If this game is tied, where they'll need at least a 6, well, if they had 3 4s in a row, they will tie this, they would win the game. But if this game is tied, Jermaine, we will have a super over. So, can Sherawat and Chandapal get 12 runs to win, 11 to tie in the last 3 balls? Hyatt. Oh, he's get over it. It's an edge. 3rd man. Just the one. And Fort Lauderdale Lions can see victory. It's going to take a bit of a miracle between Chandapal and Sherawat in these last 2 deliveries.
11 runs to win, 10 to tie. In other words, 2 boundaries required. Either 2 6s to win per se, a 6 and a 4 would definitely tie the game. Can Chandapal do it? 28, maybe not his natural style to be a big hitter, but he's required here against Hyatt.
Can he get the maximum? Oh, he's trying to whip it away, and that could be the victory for the Lions. Round of applause by the keeper, Morgan. And that will do. It's delivery remaining. They're going to have to bowl it, but the Fort Lauderdale Lions have defended 147 runs. Roy Silver said before the game, they get past 130, 140. They can defend it, and they've done that, Jermaine.
Yes, indeed. Excellent bowling from the part-timers, Roy Silver, the medium pacer, and Danza Hyatt. Particularly, Hyatt now completing his 4th over. Bringing back the Lions in after they were down and almost out.
So the inevitable is here. Fort Lauderdale Lions. Sherawat swings through this one. No run. 138 for 3 after their 18 overs. And the Lions win the Battle of the Turnpike. No doubt a thrilling victory. Fantastic level of cricket, Jermaine. What stood out for you in the batting and bowling for the Lions?
Indeed, the Battle of the Turnpike, you describe it, the 2 Florida teams here in the Southern Division of the Atlantic Conference of Minor League Cricket 2022. They're struggling at the bottom of the table, but looking at it, the Galaxy made errors in the sense that the latter part of their innings, because they did get a brilliant start from Matil Patel, who top scored at 57, and Ahmed, pushing on, I believe it was close to a central partnership. And you thought the game was over from then. It was just about seeing it, but Tajdaran Chandapal came in. He didn't necessarily keep the momentum going. 29 of 23, a lower than strike rate than the openers, and it did put pressure on the team, which counted in the end.
Well, we talked about the part-time bowlers. Hyatt, 4 overs, 1 for 19. Just fantastic. Roy Silver himself got a little bit expensive at the end, but he went through a period where he locked things down and got that big wicket of Patel. Now, What else do you see after that?
Man, I mean, arguably, the player of the innings who really won this game for the Lions, apart from Silva, would be Danza Ayat, the part-time medium pacer, 1 for 19 on 4 overs. Not only was he economical at 4.75, but he got a crucial wicket in the dying stages of Patel bowling a slower ball and outsfoxing Patel to get the wicket and keep things tight at the death. He is responsible, along with Silva, for this Lions victory today.
Well, for Ryan Davis and Jermaine Lanneman, that's all we have for the first game of our doubleheader. Stay tuned. Fort Lauderdale Lions will take the field again against the visiting Atlanta Lightning. It is the Fort Lauderdale Lions winning this match over Orlando Galaxy to win the Battle of the Turnpike and continue to stay in the race.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.